Yay.
2
Y 1.
1. Y aquí estamos.
¡Vamos!
Regresando con nuestra especial guest, Madison
Hola.
Calista McLendon.
Vale.
¿Ya?
Sí.
Vale.
Y mi co-host,
Chris Mariscal.
y Jaime Ornelas.
Christopher.
Hoy tenemos
Cristóbal.
un guest muy especial que vive en España por 1 año
Sí.
y ahorita está aquí,
Sí.
en un podcast.
Por el verano.
Sí.
Ajá,
Ujú.
ajá.
Pero entonces en septiembre, otra vez en España, para 1 año más.
Un año más.
Se va a regresar
Sí.
a España.
Ya.
Y divertirse mucho.
Sí.
¿Cuál ciudad en España?
Madrid.
¿Qué
Madrid.
dices? ¿Madrid?
Madrid, sí.
¡Oh!
Madrid,
Míralo.
Madrid.
Mi camisa, mi...
¿Cómo se dice? No.
Wait.
Something with a C, right?
Sí.
Cuacho?
Ca-
Cuancho? Hold on.
Don't say it. Yeah.
How do you
don't.
say it? I know that word.
Yeah. Hold on, please.
Try to-
Mis
think it's-
calcetines
Yeah.
de el cartel de España.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
¿Qué
Oh
más?
my god, come on.
Gorro. Gorro.
I was thinking
It's-
gorro.
it's
But that's like hoodie. That's a hood, right?
I don't know, you guys.
No sé.
I
No sé.
don't know.
Well, it's gonna come to us. It'll come to us.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know about that. We'll say
Oh my-
capa.
Yeah,
No,
capa.
that's so bad.
Hata.
Why don't you know?
I don't know. Why don't you know? Okay.
Come on.
You were just there for a year,
Come
bro.
on.
There. Okay, so to translate. We have a special guest on,
Yes.
Madison, mutual friend of ours, and she's been
Yes.
living in Spain for the last year,
Yep.
for the first time in her life.
Originally
was-
from here and
Modesto,
here, right?
Yeah, Modesto, California, born and raised.
Nice. And yeah, so we want to have her on and talk about some experiences, all of that,
Yes.
We've had a lot of people on actually from like different places, which is
Like
cool.
where?
Germany,
Whoa.
Japan,
South Korea,
North Korea.
Thailand.
Oh, I don't know.
No, North
South
Korea.
Korea.
Thailand. That'd be cool.
Japan. Do you say that?
Yeah, Japan. Someone that visited a lot of other countries for a while.
Peru, Mexico.
Argentina?
Mm.
Or he didn't do
No,
that
not
anymore?
yet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So we'll add you to the list.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Have you guys been to Europe yet?
No.
Nope.
Haven't
Out of
been
the country at
US.
all?
I've barely.
No!
I've barely
I've
been
been
out
to
of
Mexico
California.
and
Okay.
Guatemala, but
Okay.
That's nice.
yeah, that's good enough.
That's far.
Yeah, Guatemala's far.
I started watching this thing on Netflix the other night. It's like about Guatemala and like how beautiful
You
it
know,
is.
people say gorro. I think people say gorro. when
Yeah,
they do
I
that.
think it
that's
is
the-
gorro.
Trae tu gorro. But there's like a proper, I think there's a better way.
El güero and el goro.
Yeah, nice.
There we go.
We can
Sorry,
look it
keep
up.
going. Sorry, just had to
I
say
started watching something on Netflix about Guatemala and like it's like natural beauty. It's like so pretty. I'm like, wow,
that. Nice.
you're lucky for
Yeah, I didn't even go to that many like crazy spots.
No.
Hmm.
Oh no, well I did, but like, I don't think I went to like beaches or anything like that. You know, I don't even know if they
Yeah.
have beaches
They definitely have a coast, but
somewhere.
I'm like, where is Guatemala? I can't even.
it's in like South America somewhere.
Yes.
in
It's, like,
the-
pretty low.
in the middle.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
You guys know the house in Up is from a country in South America?
Really?
Yeah, it's a real place. It's
What
like
the-
a real waterfall in Venezuela.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that so cool?
I'm
Yeah.
not that familiar with the movie. but
Wait, where?
It's
Do you know? In Venezuela, you said?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know where in Venezuela, but yeah.
Well,
That's cool.
so you just left about a year-ish ago, right?
Yeah, it'll be a year in September.
First time
Nice.
to Spain.
First time in Europe. Not out of the country, but yeah, in Europe.
Pretty far.
Yeah. So
where else did you
Why?
go out of the country, real quick?
Mexico, Los
Ah.
Algodones. Just literally drove to the border from Arizona. But other than that, that was it.
I did that with my
That's it.
family when I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Is it
We
crossed
were
it?
in San Diego, and then they were like, "Let's go to Tijuana." And I was,
You're like, okay.
I was a kid. I was like, "Okay,"
Yeah.
but yeah.
Let's go to Papa's and Beers.
And it was like late at night, and I remember people were like, it was hard to drive because all the like vendors came out and wanted to like
oh my
give you like
goodness.
glow sticks or like wash your car and stuff like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And we were like, "Geez, you know."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So why did you decide to go to Spain?
I decided to go to Spain because, okay, when I first heard that there was an opportunity to teach, I was like, dude, I mean, I got my degree in teaching. I taught in Colorado for a year. And when I heard that I could teach out of the country, I was like, never been out of the country.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I can do what I love out of the country.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the main reasons. But I think the honest main reason is because I know Americans, right? Okay, we have lived in America our whole life.
Yeah.
I know how God made Americans, but I
Yeah.
wanted to see how God made other people too.
Uh-huh.
And like how
Oh,
God
wow.
made their character, how God made their culture and their language. And just to like see the character of God reflected in other kinds of people, not just Americans.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
So that's
America.
the main reason.
that's a
and
big thing.
yeah, just to learn more about people and God in that way, I guess.
How'd
That
you
was so
first hear of
poetic.
like
Wow.
Spain? Like Spain, I'm gonna like as an opportunity.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this really quick.
Uh-huh.
So when you think of countries out of America, do you ever consider Spain? Because I never did. I never thought about Spain.
I don't even think
As
of
an
other countries.
adult, I think I do, but
Okay.
like not until kind of recently, I guess.
I never thought about Spain,
That's us
ever.
knowing Madison.
Probably. Yeah.
And like when I heard, okay, so the program I went through was called CIEE. Sponsor me. Just kidding.
Yeah.
2 girls I went to university with, they went to Spain through the program first. And I heard about it through them. And I was like, maybe I could do that too. And they went right after they graduated college.
And they also went to Spain?
Yep.
Okay.
And they didn't even have a year of teaching in the States under their belt. But they just took off. And I was like, I could try that.
Did you hear like good things?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah, good things. And I mean, CIE offers a program in Thailand, Spain, and South Korea.
Dang.
So,
That's cool.
yeah.
Wow.
But I
South
chose
Korea.
Spain. Yeah. It was the most appealing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think for your first year, like living abroad across an ocean, I don't know. I don't think I would be scared to live in Thailand or South Korea. There would be no reason to be afraid necessarily, but Spain just seemed like a good choice
Yeah.
for a first year, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah. So.
How was the decision like to do that? Like, was it quick? Like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing that, or was it?
I was gung ho. I was
Really?
like all or nothing.
Wow.
Same when I went to Colorado for university. It was CCU or bust. There was like no plan B. And I know if it wouldn't have worked out, then God would have helped me know what to do next. But
Yeah, something would have worked.
it was just like Spain, and I was like, we're gonna do it.
Wow.
So
Aw.
yeah.
So do you have a history of being like not impulsive, but like
Quick.
willing to just bam?
I think so. I think when life began to like present opportunities
Lemons.
to go and make big decisions, yeah, I was just like, my mind was quickly set on what I would want to do. But also there's been times where like plans have fallen through and then you're like, well, shoot, now what? But then the second
Yeah.
plan that always comes up is always better somehow.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you think you've like lived a lot and had some pretty good experiences with that mindset?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm only 25, so we'll see what else happens.
I know.
But I mean, yeah, it was great. Moving to Colorado was great. Never would have imagined going to college in general. So
Dang.
when that happened, that was cool.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Like, when did the shift occur?
Okay. So I
Okay,
heard
let's
about
talk about that.
CCU on Caleb. And Caleb is
Can
a
you define
Christ-
CC for me?
CCU is Colorado
Oh.
Christian University.
I thought you were talking about community college. I was like, represent, you know?
I did go to MJC for 2 years though,
Me
and that
too.
helped a lot. I got my general education
Oh, shit.
credits,
Nice.
so that helped me save some money because I'm in student loan debt. But that's
Oh,
okay.
da, da, da.
I know, literally, but it is what it is. I was so blessed by
And
the
that for the
experience.
rest of your life.
Yeah. At least till I'm 50.
Wait, how bad is it? Like, you don't have to tell us the numbers, but
No,
like,
I'll tell you.
okay.
No, you don't have to.
I pay $700 a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
For 14 years?
I don't know, something like that.
Really?
But listen,
Wait, 14 years?
I
That's
don't
like
know.
your
I
plan?
don't know the amount of years, but like my degree will help me pay it off. It's already my degree, and using my degree and teaching in Colorado
Mm.
is what has given me the money to be able to pay my student loans
Yeah.
off. So it's like kind of using what I went to school. I am
Yeah.
using what I went to
Yeah.
school
And like
for.
it's gonna eventually pay it.
Lord willing.
Yeah. When Kamala, comes in, there'll be
Yeah.
some
We'll see. I mean,
student debt
I
forgiveness.
I applied for student loan relief, but that fell through. So
Oh,
I'm
really?
hoping. Here's to hoping.
Yeah.
Here's to
That's all you
hoping.
could do.
Yeah.
A
All
little
you can do
faith.
in this world. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But CCU. I
Okay.
heard about it on Caleb, and Caleb is a Christian radio station.
Oh,
And-
that's so cute, Caleb.
Caleb. I wonder what the K stands for.
I
Oh,
know.
I think
I
you're
know.
saying Caleb.
Caleb. No, Caleb.
Caleb.
Caleb. Yeah, and at the time I was going to MJC, and I remember I heard about scholarships that they were offering, and I was like, I could really use a scholarship. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go to college.
Yeah.
And so I called CCU, and I talked with a lady on the phone, and she was like, oh, like, that's really cool. Like, the scholarships, unfortunately, though, that they were talking about on K-Love are for online master's degree.
Always hella specific, huh?
Right? And I was like, oh, well, thank you so much for your time. Like, that's a bummer. I really want to go to college in person. And she was like, well, what if you came to Colorado? And I was like, wait, what? I was like, I never even thought about doing anything like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Lord made a way.
Wow, one phone call, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was in Los Angeles going to a Kali Uchis concert.
You seen her?
Yes. And she played my favorite song of hers in my dreams.
Which one?
Yeah. So that was cool. And I remember talking to that lady in Los Angeles the day of her concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you left here, right?
Mm-hmm.
To Colorado.
Yeah.
Roommates with randoms?
Yep. Randoms that became good friends. I'll actually be the maid of honor in one of their weddings
Jeez.
in March. She just asked me. She was in town visiting, and she just asked me. So
What'd you say?
no.
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
think about it.
I don't know.
No, I said yes. I'm honored. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow,
So that'd be
great.
super cool because I've never been a bridesmaid. And when I was in Spain, friends had weddings, and I was supposed to be in one of them, and I didn't have the. I couldn't go. It's just a lot of money,
Ooh.
and like,
You got close with people quick.
yeah. Well, one of my friends from college asked me.
Ah,
Like,
Yeah,
dang.
but
Yeah.
I couldn't go, and I couldn't be a bridesmaid in her
Oh,
wedding,
man.
and I had never been a bridesmaid. But then Bree, my friend, just asked me to be her maid of honor, so it'll be my first time
When is that
Aw.
next year?
in March.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah.
Okay, so CCU or GCU? Which one's better?
CCU. You
The
know
Grand
about
Canyon?
GCU?
Yeah, it's like I just know because a lot of like Christian people have gone there. and
GCU is
I always heard
definitely-
about the scholarships and stuff.
Yeah, it's different than CCU. Both Christian universities. GCU has a huge student population.
Really?
CCU is más pequeño.
Nice.
Nice.
And I loved it.
It's
Good.
English.
I loved it.
So you were in
Okay.
Colorado for like 2 years or a
I was there
year?
for 4 years.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, 3 years going to university,
That's a lot.
1 year teaching. Yeah, so like Colorado's like another home.
Yeah. So you had 3 homes right now.
Yeah, precisely.
Wait, which area of Colorado is it in? Not that I really know anything about Colorado, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in a city called Lakewood, 30 minutes from Denver.
Oh, I
Super
love
close
Lakewood.
to Denver.
Damn, you beat me to
You
it.
love it. You love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I would love to visit Colorado.
You guys should.
I've seen great things.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Is that what Grand Canyon is, right?
That's in Arizona.
Arizona.
You know.
Come on.
Close it up.
Come on.
Okay. Excuse me. So, okay, where do we start with the Spain stuff? So let's go back to that.
Yeah.
If we can.
So you're leaving
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yes.
Flight to Spain. What?
Go ahead.
Okay. You land.
Yeah.
What's your first week looking like?
I'm like, I'll tell you when I first landed.
Yeah.
So I first got there and I was so tired.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yes.
How much Spanish did you know before you went to Spain?
The Spanish I learned in high school did not prepare me for
I know
living
you had to
in
take
Spain.
2 years, right, to get into
Yes.
college?
Yes.
Okay.
So-
I knew very little Spanish
Okay.
Okay.
when I went to Spain. However, I learned more growing up with my best friends as Hispanics than
Yeah, I'll tell you.
than Spanish classes in high school.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I knew very little. But like living in Spain, being immersed in the culture,
I would
you-
love to, dude.
you learn
Ugh.
so much.
So
I
quick.
want to learn so
All
bad.
I've learned is from being immersed and having to talk in
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
But very little Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Scary.
Yeah,
You were doing like Duolingo before you got there,
I
right?
was.
yeah,
I
I
remember
think,
that.
I think I remember that.
I
You're like,
was. I was.
Nice.
But then the
Okay.
day I got there, I lost my streak because I was jet lagged. And I was like, "Are you serious? All
All
this work
that.
for nothing."
How many days were you at?
Probably like 200.
Jesus.
Wow.
But also, you can
Wow.
use streak freezes, and that's kind of cheating.
And did you do
Yeah, I don't believe
Many
in that.
times.
it?
It's cheating, but you
But
did
anyway,
So you get there,
yes.
tired.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
How long is the flight?
9 hours.
Okay. Not as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
Did you
but
sleep?
I tried, but it's like I don't know if it was the excitement or what. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't really.
Mm.
And like 9 hours of the flight is not awful, but like you're going forward into time. So say you leave here at 1, you get
Oh,
there at
yeah.
10 p.m. and you're like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I get there and I don't know. That's another thing about my personality. I'm just like, all right, here I am. Here's what I got to do. Like, there's no time to be afraid. Like,
Oh,
I need to
nice.
call
Oh,
a freaking
wow.
Uber and he needs to take me to my apartment.
Yeah. So you have no one, like, no friends picking you up or nothing?
No.
Jeez.
My friend Jade, though, that went to Spain with me,
Nice.
well, she left before I did. She got an apartment for us such a blessing. So I already had a place, a home to go home to.
Perfect.
That's great.
Yeah, 2 friends that I made there, they didn't have a place to live for like a month, so they stayed at our house.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
It's hard to find an apartment.
I bet.
Yeah,
This
but
economy.
yeah, but anyway.
Did you just know the one friend in Spain already?
Yep.
Or did you have multiple?
That's the one that did CCU before you?
Yeah, I went to CCU together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she left. And then that's what got you to go, right? That's the
Different
person?
girls.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you're pretty good at.
You heard of the 2 girls that went to Spain, right?
Yes, they were best friends. I'm not gonna Sydney and Addison. Okay, we'll just whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Remember.
They graduated in my class.
Yeah.
Okay, so we graduated. Those 2 best friends went to Spain.
Sure.
I taught in Colorado for a year.
Uh,
Jade was still her senior.
Get a little closer.
Jade was in her senior year,
Yeah.
and after she graduated, then Jade and I went together.
Got it.
Nah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yes. So call an Uber. Oscar. Oscar's like, how old do you
Oscar.
think I am? I'm like, I think you're 54. And he's like, you're clever. And I'm like, thank you, Oscar. Anyway, that's
In English?
no in español.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Wow.
So you're just saying a bunch of gibberish.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Creo que ¿cómo se dice?
54.
Sí. Pero when I was in his car, I was like, 54. And he was like, you're right.
Was he? Were you?
Well, he was 54.
Wow.
He was.
Nice start.
And that's like what I
That's a good
remember
sign.
about
Dang.
Oscar. Yeah.
It's a good
He
omen.
was a nice man. He was telling me about his family and stuff. Anyway, he
Not
takes
understanding any of it. I'm just kidding.
I tried. He took me to my apartment and he like took my suitcase out of his trunk. I remember like a wheel came off of it because they just throw your suitcases around.
What the heck? Oh, in the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a wheel fell off and I was like,
Bad start.
yeah.
It's like the funniest image.
Ding,
The
ding, 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 down the road.
Literally,
Oscar's
just like dragging.
But then the taxi driving hella
Get
far,
in
like
now.
how the frame.
Oh.
One neon sign.
That's so funny.
But yeah.
And your friend's there, right,
And I
Jade?
surprised her.
Oh, she didn't know.
She knew I was coming, but she didn't know like when I was gonna get to our door. So
Oh,
she was
cool.
happy to see me.
Did you cry?
No,
Oh wow. Okay.
but I was happy to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I was exhausted, and they tell you don't sleep when you get there. You need to get accustomed to the time change. But when you guys go, if you're tired, go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally delusional. We got on a freaking bus, and I was like, "You guys, I'm so tired."
Oh.
Wait, what time did you arrive there?
I think like 7:40 in the morning.
Oh
I-
shit, that's not.
I was trying to see if it was siesta time.
I
Oh,
wish.
siesta
No,
time.
it
That
wasn't
would've kept you
siesta
up.
time. It would have. But no, I had a red eye from America to Spain, and
Dang.
I was tired when I got
Seven.
there.
It means it's like overnight, right?
Yep. My
Okay.
flight left
Late.
at like 12, past midnight.
Was it cheaper that way?
Probably, yeah.
It usually is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if it's like not on the weekend and it's
'Cause
like
nobody
a weird
wants
time.
to do it. you know?
Exactly. And if your travel time is like 15 hours, super cheap because no one's like gonna want a 7-hour layover.
Cool.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Okay.
and something I remember when I got there was all of the cigarette smoke.
Oh,
all of
really?
the cigarette smoke.
In your like building.
No, just outside of the airport.
Oh,
And I'll
shit.
tell you guys something so funny. Like, I remember like praying, and I was like, no, not praying. I was like, just thinking to myself, like as a Christian, I was like, if I had a vice, it would probably be cigarettes.
Yeah.
And so I get to Spain, and God's like, you want to try cigarettes? I'll show you what you're missing.
tell
And I was like,
you.
like
Yeah,
literally
nice,
dead.
good.
So yeah,
Why cigarettes? Just because it looks cool?
I don't know. Maybe
A little nicotine.
I grew up like my mom smoked cigarettes sometimes, and I really don't know.
Seems
I
like
really
the
don't know.
easiest, probably.
Yeah.
But no cigarettes for me.
You could
You
do
didn't try
Zins
it once
now
over
if
there?
you want.
Not once.
Good.
Not
Oh yeah,
once.
do Sins instead.
No.
Let's get rid of that vice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're there, or do you want you go?
How are you feeling? Like, are you not nervous at all? Because I feel like me, I'd be like, borderline,
Overwhelmed.
like, yeah, just overwhelmed, anxious, scared. You know?
No, I wasn't nervous.
Wow.
How long
Good for you.
before you had to start teaching?
I think I had a week.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty
Dang.
quick.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like a week was good to get accustomed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was an adequate amount of time.
So you secured job. What? By the time you get there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just show up on the first
You
day.
didn't feel anxious, like, being in a country where nobody speaks, well, I know some people probably speak English, but,
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't, like, anxiety with that?
No, I don't think so. Which is
Wow.
I know it sounds kind of nuts, but I was just like, no, you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. Just gotta
Okay.
learn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And my sister just traveled to Spain for a few weeks, and so she
Hence
gave me a
the
lot of her.
outfit.
Yeah, this is where I got all this stuff.
The
from.
shirt, the
Madrid.
socks.
Yeah. And she was telling me that the locals were super rude to her and my mom when they were
Okay.
in Spain.
Yeah.
Were people rude to you, like upon getting there?
No, they weren't. But I had one kind of unpleasant experience towards the end, and I can tell you about that. But I will say, the end of like, I was beginning to like get my stuff ready to travel home.
Oh, okay.
But before I tell you, that is very common for Americans to go to Spain and not be treated great as tourists. Spaniards are very particular. Like, Spaniards are even, they can be unkind to people from South America if they're Spanish, if they're not using the same kind of Spanish words.
I've heard that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I say hat. They'll screw me over. Man.
Yeah,
God
they'll
damn it.
laugh. They'll laugh.
Dang.
Yeah, they just, I think, you know, Americans, we're kind to people a lot of the time. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, people are also jerks here in America.
Yeah.
But Spaniards they're not like, they don't feel the need to cater
I have a lot of
to.
patience.
Yeah, they're
Exactly.
not.
There's a lack
They're
of
not
patience.
gonna hold your hand.
Exactly. So, yeah. So I don't doubt that. I think there's like an aspect, like, you just gotta fake it till you make it. Like, don't let them sniff out any insecurity. Like,
Really?
you gotta
Oh,
own
shit.
it, you know?
They would
Do you
eat me
think-
alive, dude.
Do you think that's why maybe like you didn't experience that? Were you like pretty good at being confident? I guess.
I think, yeah, and I tried. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there are, like, when you don't know the language, you're like, man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably look a
Can't
little
hide it
bit
too much.
silly. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
just like, you just do what you can. But I don't, yeah, I've heard a lot of that. When my friend Jackie and Lindsay came and visited, my friends, yeah, they were not impressed by the Spaniards necessarily.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
You told us the other day that the French are the meanest people that you've encountered.
What? Did I say that?
Yeah, you said the rudest that I like experienced in Europe was French. And
Okay.
I've heard that, like, I feel like that's the stereotype. Is
That's
that?
the TikToks.
Yeah, the French people are just
That's
like,
right.
"Ew,
But
you stupid American.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, literally. No, I don't think, like, the French have a bad rep. They do. Point blank,
Towards
period.
you?
They have a bad rep. But
Uh-huh.
I like the French.
Really?
Chris, I don't think
Why?
I said that.
Damn.
But I said they
I swear you said
I
that.
did say that they have a bad reputation because they do.
Ah.
But I mean, they weren't. I don't know.
Once the
I-
cameras are on, it's a whole different
Damn,
thing.
diplomatic immunity.
They are. They. I don't know.
Wait, did she meet French people somewhere?
I did go
You
to
told us
France.
that. You were like,
Oh no.
maybe my memory's wrong.
No,
but
it's okay.
Be confident. That's what you said. We're
You're like
journalists.
the
told me
rudest
to-
people that I experienced.
If
were
he said you
French.
said it, then you said it.
Okay. Well, let's say I did say that. I'm saying now that
Allegedly.
yeah, they do have a bad reputation. It's like, again, I think it's just like European countries in general. Like, they're like literally stupid American. Like,
Yeah.
but it's, you know, but there's gonna be mean people everywhere.
Why do we have such a bad reputation?
Who?
don't know.
Americans?
Americans.
I don't know, maybe impatience.
They also really like
'cause we're
us though.
fat.
Like, people from China. I have a friend. His name is, oh gosh, Ershat,
Oh,
and
shit.
he loves America. I literally taught him the Pledge of Allegiance. He's never been to America.
What?
And he repeated it
even
after
know
I
it.
did. He repeated it after me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Americans, yeah, you know, some countries and okay, let's not say some countries. Some people are like, man, Americans, like, they know nothing. But other people are just like,
We love America.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they think,
Mm.
like, because honestly, our country's got a lot of problems. But compared to some countries in South America, we've got it so good.
Yeah.
We've got it so good. And people flee their country because of the politics, because they're not taken care of, because there's not housing or
Yeah.
food, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So in those aspects, we've got crime, we've got poverty. Yeah. But it's like, we've got it so good. And there are resources that they do not have.
Yeah. From your experience in Spain, is there like any kind of civil unrest, like where there's, you know, like here, where people are upset about like
Yeah.
politics and issues and whatnot?
Spaniards, they protest.
Ah.
Manifestaciones. Yeah, they protest.
Did you?
I didn't. But I was always aware of it.
Neutrality is
Come
Form
on.
Silence is a form of.
taking the oppressor side.
There you go.
Anyway, So they would protest for things in education.
Damn.
Okay.
And
Cool.
government stuff. So yeah, they really
go hard then.
They love their protests.
Good.
They do.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Do they have free education over there?
I believe so.
Like college education?
Yes, in Europe, yes,
Wow.
yeah.
Dang, you should have gone there.
Okay,
Imagine.
I'm
Free student?
gonna be getting my master's
Oh,
next
yeah.
year,
Really?
and I'll be
That's
doing
sick.
that
In Spain, right?
Yep,
Okay.
Wow.
Universidad de Alcalá, and my tuition will be waived
And it's only 1 year,
Wow.
right?
to get your master's. Yeah,
Wow.
which
Wait,
is
your master's
incredible.
in teaching?
Bilingual and multicultural education.
That's so cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
doing?
Huh?
Go
What
to
are we
Spain.
doing?
Go to Spain.
I
go
want
to
to.
Europe.
Lindsay doesn't want to.
She's got to get her passport.
She wants to go to Portugal instead.
It's
That'd be
next
good.
door.
I know.
Just bounce back and forth.
Yes.
I'd love to go there.
Yeah.
My last name apparently is from Spain. I don't know if like my ancestors were conquered by the
Or if
literal
you were the conquerors.
conquistadores, or yeah, if we were the conquerors.
Yeah, okay, a thing about Spaniards, they look like you.
Yeah.
I
And
was
that
on
is
the-
such a trip to me.
It's
To
crazy.
see people speaking Spanish who are white. You
No,
know?
I was on the
'Cause I've,
metro
like-
when I first got there, and I was like, that person's American. Then they start speaking in Spanish. I'm like,
Dang.
we all look the same.
It's crazy.
We all look the same.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was your like approach to being like kind of like a tourist, but that's your new home?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're out and about, like shopping and being around the streets.
Yeah. I think sometimes I got it, like, in regard, I don't know if this really applies, but I feel like a lot of people thought I was a Spaniard. So they'd speak to me in Spanish because, again, they're white. They look like we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But I think I never really had that mentality. I knew I was going to live there. So I was like, if I enter it like I'm just visiting, it's going to feel like I'm just visiting.
Yeah.
But it's going to be my home. I'm going to make it my
Wow.
home.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm just like you guys. But not really, but I tried to be.
So when you would like, because obviously, how you said you weren't like the best at Spanish,
Right.
speaking Spanish, right? Like,
Mhm.
how is this conversation going when you don't really know what to say? Like, are you just kind of stumbling a little bit
I'm
and
like-
hoping they kind of understand, or like kind of piecing it together?
Yes, I think especially by the tail end of my first year in Spain, I could definitely get the gist of any conversation I was having.
Nice.
The details, however, those are a little bit more tricky. But if there was a conversation I was having where I didn't really understand everything that they were saying, I did like a lot of like, vale, like trying again, like faking it till I made it, you know.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I could get the gist and have a conversation back. Yeah.
Are you
Cool.
saying dale or vale?
Vale.
Vale.
Vale means
Vale.
like.
Okay.
I mean, it has so many like uses, right? Like vale.
Yeah. So
Like
and the thing
let's
with-
go or,
Or
like.
dale.
yeah,
That's what I was saying,
vale.
like pitbull.
Yeah. Their vale is like okay,
Okay.
but it's spelled VALE because all the V's sound like B's in Spain.
Yeah.
And then the soft C, like in Barcelona, would be Barcelona.
Why do they do that?
Dude,
Do wait,
That
they have
shit
that
threw
accent?
me
Yes!
Off their
dude.
accent?
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god,
list-
And then
perfect.
Ibiza, they say Ibiza.
Don't learn that
I'm
accent.
like,
Oh my
what?
god, I hate it.
yeah,
It's
I didn't
the
believe it at
worst.
first.
It is so weird.
My friend Earl's a man.
Wait, is that when it has like the C and there's a little like on the bottom?
It's just literally a C.
No.
But
It's not like a different
I
character.
know what you're talking about, but no.
Estaba como así en España.
Yeah, pero no
Not that
todos
crazy.
sé. Only a few. But like
you'll
not
hear
all
a few
of them.
words.
Yeah, so like, por ejemplo, 50. It's
Yeah,
not
that's good.
50.
Yeah.
50. But Barcelona, gracias. I didn't believe it when I was
awful,
told that.
dude.
Crazy.
I know. Yeah, it's how they
Whoa.
talk.
Barcelona.
By the way, when you say me vale, that means, what does that mean? Like I don't care?
I don't give
or
a
something
shit.
like that?
I
And then we
don't
say
know.
me
I don't
vale
mind.
madre.
Me vale
That
madre.
means like
I don't give a
even
shit.
worse, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't know those words.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a casual word, but then it becomes like a curse word kind of, right?
Oh,
That's crazy.
interesting.
Do you know any like lingo words that are like very specific to the region?
Oh gosh, this is such a good question.
Because that's like
That's a good question.
that's like that's the real difference.
flipando. It means like I was going crazy.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Flipando.
Like flipping out.
Flipando?
Yeah, like I'm flipping out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If I yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I remember Jordy, he told me, he was like, if you can use that in a sentence, then
good.
Yeah. I haven't really been able to use it in a
Flipando.
sentence.
Oh my god, I'm
Estaba
flippando.
flipando.
Flippando.
En, Bar-
That's a little bit.
en Barcelona.
En
in
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
They're so hard to do. Like,
Yeah.
To throw it in there.
Do they do compa?
Compa.
Mi
Mm-mm.
compa?
What's that?
That must be Mexican.
Yeah, I think so. Compa.
Like my friend.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Oh,
a-
compañero.
yeah, well.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard compañero. But
That's Brazil.
That's Brazil.
what does that mean?
I don't know. They use it for a billion things.
What?
It's like a curse word, but
Oh, I
Is
knew it.
Poha?
yeah.
Kind of
Really?
sounds
I think
naughty.
in its literal sense, it means like to come in English. But they say
Come
it for a lot
on.
of things, like pohara means like
To go, right? Or like push it.
I think so. To
But
go
like,
hard, like doing something.
Boys are gross.
But they say like poha, like
Ay, yun what yummy. Ay, yun Ay, what yummy.
I just hear it at jiu-jitsu. That's the only reason
A
I know.
jujitsu?
Yeah.
They speak
Because
Spanish
it's
at
Brazilian
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu.
Because it's a
Oh,
lot
okay.
for
Portuguese.
Brazil. So, yeah, Portuguese.
Brazilian
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Okay, so now you've been there for a year, right? So it's a lot to kind of capture. You're still on the
Yes.
edge. Go. Let's get some highs here,
Okay.
and then we'll get some lows.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get some highs just some highs of the trip.
Okay. Oh gosh, you guys have to be more specific. Like just of my life there.
Yeah, just some like peak moments. I would
Yeah,
say.
core memories, like highlights of your year.
I love showing up to work every day,
Nice.
I loved
That's
it.
Sweet.
and
Well,
like
you don't hear that a lot.
my
I hear from you. Hey.
my kids, like I taught from 3 years old all the way to 12 years old. I was in every single
Jeez.
classroom at my school.
Dang.
Yeah, and so
It's periods.
I had a different class every 45 minutes. So
Wait, in Colorado?
no,
No,
in
in Spain.
Spain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so, and the thing in Spain in the schooling, the teachers change classrooms because not every teacher teaches English, not every teacher speaks English. So every 45 minutes, the teachers will go and teach a different subject. That's
Wow.
besides the point.
So you're teaching English, straight
Yes.
English. That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I loved showing up to school. I loved my kids. My kids were crazy, but like it takes a crazy person to
Flipando.
know a crazy person, and I was that way in school. I was not the. I mean, I wasn't like the worst behaved, but I wasn't the most respectful.
Yeah.
And I grew out of that, praise the Lord. But I just know what it's like, especially if like the kids, I don't want to say have a reason, but basically if they're not being taught anything at home, they're going to act up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're just going to. And kids, like for some kids, like school is the only place where they're taken care of, where they're fed, where they're loved on. And like a lot of my kids needed that. We have disciplinary issues in the States, but we have them a lot more in a way in Spain.
Really?
Yeah, and my
Wow.
first week there, one of my boys, he literally threw a chair across
I
the
think I remember you said
classroom.
that.
I was like, what is going on? But
Yeah.
all right, here we are. Like, what are we going to do?
How are we
And
gonna handle this?
just seeing my kids grow in their emotional, like, I want to say health, but also their academics and like stuff like that it was great. So yeah, I loved showing up at work every day.
How do you teach English? And I want to go back to the highlights, but
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
how does that go when
Mhm.
you don't know much Spanish? You know?
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing, it's kind of like, I don't know. In Spain, when you're teaching a subject, especially English, the teachers teach it to you and you are expected to basically like do what you can to understand it, like even if it's the most complicated thing. So, for example, in my second grade classroom, one of my teachers would say, okay, Madison, you're going to teach this page. So I'd read everything to the students. I would do my best to give the lesson. And even if my kids had no understanding of English, they were expected to do their best to understand. That's kind of a hard
That's
way
rough,
to...
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're being thrown
Yeah.
in, right?
Yeah.
And make it.
Exactly.
Sink or swim.
Exactly. And so I think
Nice.
in some ways, yeah, that was good.
That was perfect.
Yeah. In some ways, like the kids get it and it's a good way for them to learn. But other times I'm like, okay, let me use the Spanish that I know to try and relate to you. And
Yeah.
so sometimes like I loved my coworkers. One of them, she's my wonderful friend, more than one of them, but one of them specifically, she was like, Madison, stop speaking Spanish. She was like, you can't.
Oh, because you're trying to like cater a little
But
bit.
how can't you?
I
like,
know it's
to describe
challenging.
it?
It's really challenging.
It's like they're being immersed, you know?
Exactly. But
Dang.
that's how she was taught English. It's like, you're going to struggle through this, but you're going to learn. And what do you know? She's fluent.
Do you feel like Spanglish is like effective though? Like if you're trying to teach them, like kind
Mhm.
of switching back and forth, and they can like fill in the gaps and be like, oh, like
Yeah.
that makes sense. This word means
Absolutely.
this,
Because
you
like
know?
that's how I learned so much Spanish, you know? And
yeah.
yeah, I think you do have to meet them halfway. But also we have to like hunker down and be like, all right, this is going to be hard for you, but I'm only going to speak to you in English and you're going to do your best and we're going to see what you can get from this.
Do you feel like I don't know if they have more like I forget what you call that, but like disciplinary issues. Are they having that just in English or is it just across the board, like all the
Across the
classes?
board. We had
classes.
kiddos from 6 kilometers called La Cañada, and I don't know how kilometers translate into miles, but these were our kiddos that didn't have running water at home, didn't have electricity, didn't have real homes to live in.
Mhm.
So we would have charter buses go and pick them up, bring them to school, and then take them back home. And a lot of those kids aren't taken care of. And like, I forgot, what was the question, Chris? I forgot where I was going with
I was
that.
asking if it's just an English class where they act
no.
up.
Yeah, across the board.
Or is it? Okay.
Yeah, across the board. I think in English, maybe the acting up is a bit heightened because
Because they're like, I don't even know what she's talking about.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to hear you.
Yeah, it's easier to ignore, that's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, English class, yes, but also just across the board.
And you still look forward to going, even though it
You
can
know-
be stressful, I'm assuming.
Yeah, me and my coworkers, okay, so our school was compared to a school in the Bronx. That was just the best comparison that we could make to a rough school that we were teaching at. But we showed up every single day. We showed up every single day to be there for those kids, to show those kids that we love them, to hug them, like to literally just be patient with them, to let them scream at us if need be.
Oh.
And like, don't get me wrong, like there comes a point though where you're like, all right, like listen, I am the adult and you are the student. You need to respect me. But it's but it's like
Scary.
It's a good firm voice.
it was true. But yeah, but we showed up for them anyway, you know?
Aw.
But also like kids need to be disciplined. They don't need to be punished. They need to be disciplined. Because what you have when you have a group of kids that aren't being taught anything at home, not being taught how to be polite, not being taught how to take care of things, they grow up to be adults that, I don't know, just
Do the same.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't want that for them. And even if their parents are not teaching them to do anything at home, that's what we're there for, right? Like, we will love on them, like, but we'll also tell them, like, that's not okay, and you're going to have a consequence, so you can learn that you do not need to repeat that behavior. So it did make it hard. There were times where, like, I remember one of my girls, she was so frustrated with me because I was just trying to explain an English assignment. But I knew that, like, she hadn't been focusing the whole year, so it was hard for her times 10. But it wasn't my fault, and I don't know.
And what'd she do?
What did she do? She laid on the ground and cried.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, yeah.
How
So-
old?
She was in 5th grade.
With all that, like, pretty stressful environment and all that stuff, pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
What do you use, like, as an outlet to kind of ground yourself? I'm assuming, I mean, a lot is probably God.
Yeah. And I think just, like, realizing that, like, I have a purpose there and, like, I can help these kids and I'm not going to be able to fix everything. But, like, I can, and I need to do all that I can to help them. Even if that means wearing myself out, not burning myself out, but wearing myself out. I can be there, and you know, I don't know, it's a hard thing. Did pray about it a lot, prayed about my kids a lot, but also like having my friends to go and talk to, and like my friends to go and hang out with on the weekend.
And they're going through the same thing.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like, you know, just kind of having that solace of like, yeah, we're all in the same boat. So
When you say love on them, what do you mean?
like a kid can say that, like they can get in your face and say you don't care about them and you don't want the best for them, and you're like, that's absolutely not true. And like, but instead of like getting defensive, being like, no, I do care about you and I'm challenging you because I want you to be the best you that you can be.
Yeah.
And like, instead of like being like, all right, you don't want my help, fine, leave the classroom. Being like, nope, like we're gonna sit here and you can cry and you can yell at me, but I'm not gonna leave.
How many students do you have in a room?
Oh man, I think one of my classes was 28 kids.
Dang.
For one teacher.
That's rough.
That's rough. It's rough.
It slowly gets bigger. I've heard it's slowly been getting bigger, right? Like every decade.
I feel like when we were in high school, we'd have like 40 kids in our classes.
Oof.
We also went to a bigger high
Yeah,
school,
geez.
like Enoch's. So
Yeah.
it was, you
I
know,
think with the younger it is, it's probably less. It should be less, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
should be.
a lot more like
It's like-
manageable.
Yeah, and
I
little
think more
ones
effective,
are hard.
like as a
Yeah,
teacher,
definitely.
you know.
Because like, yeah, and with students, everyone has different abilities and different strengths, and
Yeah.
it takes more than one teacher to cater to 28 kids.
You're not like a TA or anything, huh?
Well, I kind of was like, wait, do they have TAs? Is that what
You.
me? I was an assistant. I wasn't there was a head teacher and I was the assistant. So kind of like a teacher assistant, but also I was teaching my own lessons and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 questions. Real
Yeah.
quick. I guess the first one we're kind of already explained, but like, how do you not get like pessimistic about it in a sense of like, there's so like, when I think of teaching and like what comes with that. I think like it's really hard to, like, you have a year with these kids, and then that's it, and they could move on to someone worse, better, whatever.
Right.
How do you like not get pessimistic, being like, this doesn't matter?
Remembering that I'm not in control. And I remember that like each one of those kids are like fearfully and wonderfully made by God, and he has a plan for each of one of every single one of them. And like, don't get me wrong, there are days where I am freaking wiped, and I'm like, it is easy to be like, man, today sucked.
Yeah.
Like today sucked so bad. Yeah. But it's like, no, there's hope. Yeah. There is hope. And like, yeah, I don't know, because we don't know what the future is going to hold. Could be worst case scenario, could be best case scenario, could be somewhere in between. Yeah. So it is hard not to get pessimistic, but remembering that like ultimately the future's not in my hands, and I know that like I believe in a good God and a loving God, and that he will help the kids because he loves them more than I do. And but don't get me wrong, I know that doesn't sound maybe super practical, but it keeps it's true, it's truth, and that's what keeps my head above water.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't stress on it. Like, you gotta assume.
You can cry about it and then be like, all right,
yeah,
back to the classroom.
Yeah,
yeah.
And lastly, another thing about teaching.
Yes.
And this is, I think, your first year of like teaching, right? Kind of experience.
Well, I taught second grade, my own classroom in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
So second year.
Second year.
Yeah.
How do you deal with them leaving and being a whole new set of students?
I think I've thought about that most with my second grade class that I taught in Colorado. I think about them all the time. I thought about them the other day. Like, when you have your own classroom, it's like your own kingdom. Like, you're the queen, and these are your little servants, and they love it, right? They love it. They do. They do. They're your subjects, okay? Yeah. And it's so funny because, like, as the year grows, like, you get to know these kids more and more, and, like, they know you more and more, and, like, kids are so, like, responsible, at least in second grade. Yeah. Like, if one of them is like fooling around, like, they'll be like, you better get it together because Miss McLendon's gonna get you. Like, you know, I don't know. It's hard though. It is hard to like see them progress, but that's what you want. You know, you can't like, it's, you know, when we have a perfect thing, we want to like cling on to it, but it's like they can't be in second grade forever. And I don't want them to be in second grade forever. Like, they need to go and learn more, right? So it's hard and it's sad, and it kind of like, you want to cry. When I told my kiddos in Colorado I was going to Spain, it was just like a puddle of tears. Like, we were all besides ourselves. But they knew that, like, even as little kids, they knew. They're like, yeah, Miss McLendon's got to go. Like, she's going to go to Spain.
Yeah, they're excited for you. They feel
that. And I was like, and you guys got to go to third grade.
Do you think you'll see them one day?
I went and saw them before I left for Spain.
Oh. Nice.
Maybe one day in the future we'll run into each other, or who knows.
Yeah.
But they'll all literally, I know that I'll always be a piece of their heart, and every single one of them will always be a piece of mine.
I worked at Kohl's for 4 years, like while I was in college, and one day I was working in customer service, and this lady came to like return something, and I think like for a second I was like, she looks vaguely familiar, and then she was like, somebody looks familiar, and I was like, she knew. Like, wait. And she's like, your fourth grade teacher, and I was like, oh, no. I was like, no way. Like, she was so happy to see me. Yeah. I was like, wow. It was like, it made my whole day.
Yes.
It was so sweet.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
Yeah, teachers, we don't forget. We don't forget. Maybe we forget the name, but we don't forget the person.
The face, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, back to some highs.
Yeah. Out of the school.
Okay. Let's see. I loved my apartment.
Cute. Next
door, we had an abuela, and she was so loud. Literally, she would count in Spanish like all the time.
Nice.
I think she was like working out or something. She's like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Would only go through like 1 through 15 or what?
Yes, and she would like skip around, and like she would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, she would do
like,
those squats.
Literally, like, and then like, I was just.
Vale. That's so funny.
Hella jacked.
Yeah, no. She was a little short old lady. But that was sweet. Just like hearing her. I don't know. I know that's random, but she was sweet. And
the little things, right?
Yeah.
So what are you doing lifestyle wise? Right. Cause like you're not teaching.
Right. All the time.
Right? And on the weekends. So what are you doing for fun?
Okay. So I worked Monday through Thursday.
Nice.
Had Fridays off. On the weekends, I would go and I would play. Let's see what I do. I played, what is it? Badminton?
No way, really?
Yeah, I played it with my friend Emma, who I
So
met
fun.
in Valencia at a hostel.
Cool.
And I played with her and her coworker Pablo. His name was actually Pablo Picasso.
No
That was
way.
his actual name.
Serious?
What the hell?
Yes.
Did they name him after?
I don't know.
Had to, right? Like, no way.
I don't think it's random.
But he was a men's double champion. Men's
shit.
doubles champion. I think
And
that's
he
how
would
you say
hit it so fast. Huh? Like,
Yes.
and it's like.
Yeah, that
So
was a lot of
crazy.
fun. We'd go to a park a lot, have picnics.
Oh.
Wow.
I had a wonderful what? Tell
I'm
me.
so sorry.
No,
She
tell me.
FaceTimed me and Lindsay once. It was like 2 a.m. here, and we were up watching a show. And she's just like laying in the grass. It's like so sunny. I was like, it was the
Yes.
trippiest moment ever. Like,
Yeah.
I know that it's light in other places
Right.
when it's dark here, but I was like, wow. Like, just seeing it was so crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
Yeah, I went to the park a lot, had picnics. I have like a wonderful church family. We'd do events, like we would have, I don't know, a lot of us would just go and hang out.
Are you still going to churches? Like, is there like Sunday churches over there? Or are you still
Yeah,
doing
I go to
that?
a bilingual church, English and Spanish.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. What else? I don't know. I just spent a lot of time outside, rode bikes around.
Did you get tanner, you think?
I wish. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Do you know if the UVs are like higher there?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Is it like here where it's like pretty hot summers of like 110s and pretty cold winters of like, what is it, 50s?
I guess, yeah.
The
60s.
winter in Spain went by so fast because it was nothing compared to the winters that I've endured in Colorado.
Oh, yeah, because it's snowing in Colorado.
Yes, it gets below freezing in Colorado. In
Yeah.
Spain, it went by like that.
Good.
Dang.
Like lows of it was like
F the winter.
40 degrees, which I guess is
Cold,
cold, but not like
not
Colorado
snowing.
It's kinda
cold.
like here, right? Similar.
Yeah, but just doesn't last
Mm.
like forever. Like
Exactly.
here lasts like winter lasts like 6 months.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Jeez, bro,
long.
give me some sun.
Yeah, trippiest thing was when the sun started to go down at like freaking 7 or 6.
So
that
tragic.
Was like, that was weird.
Do you want to ask the long days part?
My sister, one thing she said about Spain,
Mm-hmm.
which she just went, I think, in July.
Okay.
She was like, the days seem so long, and like
They
when she
are.
was there, she's like, I swear it didn't get dark until like 10 p.m.
Nope. In the summer, it doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Why so
And
late?
like it sets pretty early, or I mean,
No.
rises pretty early.
Yeah. Yeah. It does.
Is it because of the positioning on the Earth? It has to be,
It
right?
must
Like,
be. Yeah. I don't know, but no, the days were so long, and you could stay out and go to the park. Like,
Wow.
you know,
Is there
she's-
beaches? Kind of where you're at?
Yeah, on the coast. I went to a beach a couple times. That was lovely. I went swimming in the Mediterranean Sea, which was cool.
Wow,
cool.
it's the biggest sea.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know.
No.
Was there a lot of soccer and stuff? Like soccer's in the streets and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
everyone.
Oh, so fun.
They had little babies, like 2 years old, like holding their daddy's hand, like kicking soccer balls around.
What?
They,
Yeah,
they
that's the
start them
sport,
young.
universal sport.
Yeah.
What are the beaches like there? Because I swear our guests from Germany said they were like pretty small.
In Spain?
Yeah, like not like the beaches here.
I think like lengthwise they are a bit smaller.
Mm.
But they're warm and the water's warm. The Mediterranean was so
That's
warm.
nice.
I went to
The Mediterranean is in Spain, like off the
Yeah.
coast of Spain. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Valencia.
I always think of
Valencia.
Italy.
Yeah, Valencia. I know,
They
right?
say it like that.
Yes,
Valencia.
So you say some things like that.
I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you use the? Because my friends and people I know from like that of Mexican descent, they don't use the vosotros form, which
Only in
they always talk
Spain,
about
they use
in
vosotros.
Spain.
Yeah,
What is that like?
actually
do you know
use-
how? What
Yep.
does that sound like?
vosotros.
Like vos, they use
But
vos a
when
lot,
do
right?
you use it?
When it like vosotros is like when you're referring to you all, so like y'all.
Oh,
Mhm.
so here people would say like ellos, right? Or like
I think so. Well, like they.
I haven't heard vosotros
you would
in
use
so
the
long. I remember learning in Spanish and
like
just
you
being
say
what
"cómo
is-
están" instead of
Mhm.
like
¿Cómo estás?
"cómo están ustedes" or
Yeah,
like
like for
you know.
yeah.
I'm probably
Yes.
botching this
I
whole
don't
thing,
know.
but like in Spain, you would use vosotros instead of like.
Yeah. Yep. I've heard it, and that's. I
Usted.
think that's the only country where they use vosotros. Any Spanish-speaking country.
Wow.
Do you
that's the
ever
only
get
one.
kind of lonely because of the language barrier? Like you
Where
feel like
do you
you're
get
missing
lonely?
out a little bit. Like they're like kind of like in a group or something, and you're like,
Mm.
Oh, like left out.
I think it'd be really easy to feel that way, but at my church, like everyone, not everyone, but most people speak Spanish and English. So it's like, of course, like there'll be a moment where like, say someone cracks a joke in Spanish and I don't get it all. I'm like,
Everyone's
man,
laughing.
I wish I could laugh too.
yeah.
But
Damn.
I mean, it is what it is. And it's just more motivation to learn.
True.
So it doesn't
Nice.
get lonely. But again, like there are cultural things where it's like, say, I remember I was at the park and like these people behind us, they were Americans. They said, what did they say? They're like, "Gratata," and like only we would have thought that was funny. Only we would have thought that is funny. So there are those things that, like, yeah, yeah, literally. I was like,
so long.
I was like, those are Americans.
Yeah.
That's so
I don't know that joke. I don't know what that reference is.
It's like a thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe like there's just moments where like I wish I could get it, but just motivation to learn more, I guess.
Yeah, nice, cool. I've just heard that from like other countries. Like people will be like, it gets lonely the first few months because you're still learning, and like that's from like zero. Like if you go to like Japan or something, it's like,
exactly.
I absolutely know nothing. And I'm like learning, and like it's hard to make friends, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the same, but
that would be difficult in Japan because I mean the letters in Spanish and English are the same. I mean Spanish just has like an additional 3. Ñ, double L.
What's the little accent mark called? The ti, tita, ti,
Tita.
did he?
tata, something like that.
I don't
Tithe?
know.
Tikla? No. Wait. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I think it's called tikla.
Ñ.
I might be saying something else.
Yeah.
Inye.
Okay.
Some of the highlights
Yes.
for me,
Okay.
living vicariously through you,
Yes, tell me.
because you post on your story every once in a while.
Once in a
and
while.
I get a little jealous.
Oh, you guys
Like,
gotta
100%.
I think for
Picture
New
in
Year's,
the streets, sunset.
I think it was New
Oh.
Year's. There's like fireworks and you
5
just look
minutes
like you're in the city, and
long.
I'm like, oh,
Yes.
she's just there, and I'm just not. You know?
It
And you're just
was-
here. You at your desk job?
Yeah.
Looking on to no, it was wonderful. It was wonderful New Year's. 5 minutes long of fireworks. So
That's
many people in
cool.
Sol. So many people.
So many what?
People in Sol.
And Sol.
Sol is like the center. That's where I was. So it's like Madrid, and then the center of Spain is Sol. And that's where we were.
Are you experiencing any like nightlife, party life at all, really?
Okay, I went to about maybe 3 dance events.
Nice.
They were all kind of chaotic. The last one that I went to, that was when I like really felt that I didn't belong in that environment.
Oh,
That was the last time.
Like, what do you mean dance environments? Like,
So it was like an underground club.
Discoteca?
A discoteca. Sí.
Is that really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly
Underground?
Yeah.
Cool. Scary.
But it like, so when I had gone to those things, like I never would get sloshed. I would never get drunk.
Yeah.
But the last time I was there, like, and I kind of like felt this conviction on my heart. I was just like looking around, and I was like, what life is really to be found in here? Not much.
Word.
So
What did you say?
It's a word.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he said
yeah.
morbid. But anyway, yeah, so that was kind of the last time, and I love to dance, but I don't know, it's just I just didn't feel right. And I remember I went to church the next day, and I was just like, yeah, I think that was it.
You're burning.
I wasn't burning. I was crying.
Jeez.
Not because I felt guilty, but I was just because I was just like, I just felt heavy.
Like
And I
didn't want it.
Yeah, and like I know a lot of bad things kind of go on in places like that, and I was like, man, like I don't know, you just kind of feel like compassion, just like, oh man. I remember going to the bathroom, there was a girl there that like had no friends and had like puked all over the ground.
Yeah, it's like you can see some low lows there.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Or like they're masking, like they're like, I think especially if you're looking from outside within, you can see definitely some like, it looks a little grosser in a sense.
and it's just
different
like
perspective.
Yeah, different perspective, and I was just like, yeah, I think that's it.
What's the dancing like?
Same dance, like everywhere. Dancing is universal.
What's the music like?
They like a lot of American music, a lot of music in English.
Really?
But also they have some really fun songs in Spanish.
Are they dancing like close, like
Well, in the discotecas, I don't
So
know.
like kind of like grinding American.
No,
They
not
don't
really.
dance like that?
Line
I
dancing?
think some. No, they laugh at line dancing.
Yeah, I would too.
No, not a whole lot of. I mean, sometimes yes, but it's like people just I don't know, just like moving their body, but not like just like on top of each other necessarily.
Just close to each other.
Right.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
but like, how are they dancing? Like, I don't get it. Like,
You don't know how to dance without.
No. Like, cause I like the only two I really know is like, okay, like you're grinding on each other, or you're going like very traditional like Hispanic dancing, like face to face.
Yeah.
Are they in circles?
No,
Like
not,
just looking at each other.
Like they're just all over.
Yeah.
Doing their own thing.
Yes, but with their friends.
Yeah.
Moving their body.
What American songs? Like what genre of American music?
So the song that was playing that was the song that really kind of like made it click. I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like I have any business being here. Was no, you're gonna be surprised. Seven Nation Army.
Really?
Yeah.
What song with them?
Huh?
What song? Oh wait, that is the
By
title
the White
of the song?
Stripes.
White Stripes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was an event. Well, okay, so
Why is that the song that made you think?
well, it was like a line in it, and it like talked about like the hounds of hell, and I was like,
that makes a lot of sense now.
Like run.
I was just like, it wasn't even like, I don't know. I was just like looking at all these people.
Can I play just like a snippet?
Yeah,
just
go
so we
ahead.
can
No,
get an
of
idea what you're talking
course.
about?
Yeah, please. Like, I'm not like terrified of the song or anything. It's just like,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe,
I know
maybe
I
like a
heard
little
it.
like.
That event
not
was like a
gonna
2010s English music event, I think. So that's why I was like interested in that event, because like I knew that I was gonna know the music.
Oh, it's 2010's music. I was like, am I loving you? That was a good song.
Yeah, it was a moment though. It like, don't get me
I would
wrong.
have been jamming, dude.
Yeah, I was too. I was too until I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I know which part you're talking about now.
yeah.
Know that.
okay.
Those lyrics.
You can,
No, it's fine.
but
I only know that chunk. 'Cause
yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah.
there's a good bass line in that song.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so like music like
So not
that.
much like that. Not much that environment then.
Yeah. But I mean, the first time I went out, oh my goodness, I think their schedules too are just so incredibly different than like American schedules. The first time I went, I left after midnight, and there were
To
still
go
people.
out.
Yes,
Okay.
and there were still people eating dinner outside in the
Yeah.
plazas. Like they were just sitting around, and we got home really late, and people were still out dancing.
That's
They
what my
just-
sister said.
Yep,
She's
that's
like, people stay out until like 4 a.m.
yeah,
like,
or
so
later
late.
till the sun comes up.
How would you describe like the people? Like
Okay.
in a good way.
Okay, like Spaniards.
Yeah, like
It's so
hardworking,
weird, the word
like
Spaniards. I don't know, it's
Spaniards.
just, like,
yeah, it's giving me like
gives you something, I
the
don't
chess
know.
piece.
Yeah,
with
something.
like the thing and the stuff.
Spaniards.
Makes me think of a bird or something.
Yeah.
A Spaniard, you know?
Yeah.
I think a Spaniard.
Españoles. They are hardworking, but also they love to rest. Like, we don't rest in America. They have siestas. Like, they sit and they drink
Is
coffee.
that every day?
Yes,
7 days a week?
pretty much. Well, I mean, they don't work on the weekend, but yeah, every work.
Yeah.
Well, they have siesta time every day, but they rest. They take it easy. They work when they need to work, but then they rest and they enjoy their life.
Just a touch. Sorry.
What do you
I'm
want me
just
to do?
scared of there you go. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
What's the work schedule like? Like, what's the typical, is it 4 days a week or like, if you had to?
5 days a week for Spaniards. 4 days a
Okay.
week because I was an assistant. But my work day was 9 to 2. And on Thursdays, I worked.
beautiful.
What the hell?
On Thursdays, I worked 9 to 12:30.
Man, you just walked in, walked out.
Yep.
Wow.
Because their books and left.
That's,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, and then the full-time teachers worked 9 to 3. And
So good.
So good. It's 6 hours.
no, it's incredible.
That's
And you get like
awesome.
maybe like a break or something too, probably.
Oh
Somewhere.
my goodness, yeah, we have a whole we have our own siesta where it's like 30 minutes of
No.
like eating a snack and just sitting and having a cafecito.
Oh yeah, food,
Wow. Cafecito.
diet, lifestyle, like that kind of stuff.
You guys probably would not be impressed with
I've
the
heard
Spanish
mixed reviews about
cuisine.
the foods.
Yeah, I think for people who go and tour Spain, especially if they're American, they are not impressed with the cuisine. But when you live there, you're just like, I'm going to eat
You get
because, you
used
know,
to it.
they like jamon. So I'll insert a picture here.
Oh,
I'll send
yeah.
it to you. It's literally a
Jamon.
leg of a pig, but it's like almost dried. And there's different kinds.
It's not what I was thinking.
Iberico.
I was thinking like a turkey leg, but
I was thinking
Those are
ham.
so yummy.
Come on, I was thinking ham.
Well, it is like,
Well,
it
it's
is
pig,
pig.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm thinking like thin
Puerco?
slice.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll send you guys a picture. But they literally
Wow.
have like in restaurants just like a whole ham hock, and they go and they slice it, and it has the hoof still on it.
Nice.
Yes, you guys.
Wow.
And they have whole
You
museums
suck
of
that
ham.
like juice like.
Well, there's no juice. You chew on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
And there's different kinds.
Wow.
Kinds. Yeah. What else? They love rice.
What's your traditional breakfast?
Traditional
something.
breakfast? I'm thinking they eat a lot of tapas. So like you could have like bread with like an egg on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Or let's see.
Is there a lot of pasta or no?
kind of. Me and Jade ate a lot of pasta because it was cheap. But the pasta in Italy is so much better.
Dude,
the food in
I would
Italy is so
love to
good, you
try
guys.
Authentic pasta.
So good.
A lot of beans.
They don't have a lot of beans. I love beans.
What the hell?
A lot of mariscos or not so much?
If you get ceviche.
So good.
I love ceviche.
I love
That's
ceviche
so
too.
good.
I love ceviche.
Tostadas.
Oh, yes.
Do people have a lot of canker sores over there?
Not that I noticed. Not that I noticed.
Oh,
LOL.
Canker
There's
sores
not many
really
of us.
bad. That's why.
there's only a few of us in the world. Only the blessed. God's teaching me.
Doesn't ceviche just like wreck you the most?
Everything.
Ooh,
at this
does it
point.
sting you?
It just fucks me up.
I'm sorry.
The acidic
It's
stuff.
just so acidic, and then if I put tapatio, which I usually do, then yeah.
You're in pain.
Well, okay, so you're going out to like a restaurant or something, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's just say like typically here, you know, you get like some like cold ice water, maybe some chips and salsa if
Yeah.
you're at a Mexican restaurant. What are you doing here in the restaurant there? Like, are they doing anything? Like,
Okay, yeah. So they won't bring you water unless you ask for it. And if
Cool.
you ask for water, you need to say vaso de agua, because if you ask for water, they will bring you water in a glass bottle that you have to pay for. Or agua de grifo.
oh, because because you're paying because it's cold.
Well, no, you're just paying because it's in a bottle. Well,
So
also
they, like, sell it like separately almost.
yeah.
Like, oh, here's a bottle.
So you need to say vaso de agua. So you need to clarify that you want water from the tap, not a bottled water that you'll pay €5 for. What is aperitivo?
When you say vaso de agua, I'm thinking of like a pitcher. Do they bring it in like a pitcher, or is it just like a cup?
Literally, like sometimes the cup can be this big.
oh,
Sometimes
vaso.
it can
Because
be
Is
like
it
you're
cold
saying
ever?
V, not isn't it vaso? Wait,
it would be vaso, which is so weird.
vaso.
Vaso.
I'm thinking vase, but I don't know if
Yeah.
that is the translation.
Well, how do you spell it?
I think it's VASO.
Vaso. Are you saying V or ba?
V.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it right?
Vaso.
Vaso.
Vaso?
No.
No, vaso. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Vaso.
Sometimes the water's cold, sometimes it's not.
Mm.
And they bring out, so we get chips and salsa in America. I think the word for their like appetizers is aperitivo, I think. They bring out
familiar.
olives.
Oh,
People,
Really?
they love their
Love
olives.
olives.
Dude, I go hard in the paint for some olives.
I love olives.
They're
As a kid, that was
so-
my favorite food.
That's
Yeah.
gross.
I love them. Oh my god. I love olives.
They just give you the olives and you're like eating them like this?
Yep, and then you spit the pit
You
back
put them on
out.
your fingers.
No, they
Where do
all
you
have
spit 'em out?
pits.
They have, like, seeds?
You don't have pitted
green
olives in
ones?
Spain. You have the pit in them.
I tried a green one the other day for the
Oh.
first time, and I thought it was gonna taste like different, and it tasted the same.
Really?
It was like a black one. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
I didn't like green olives growing up, but they don't really serve black olives in Spain, so I ate a lot of green
Yeah.
olives. Now I love them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love olives.
Or they serve quicos, which are like those little kernels of corn with like other little like snack, kind of like Spanish trail mix, I would say.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, another popular food in Spain is, I need to know, papas bravas. It's like fried potatoes with like hot sauce, salsa.
Oh wow, sounds
Yeah.
good.
That
That's
sounds
yummy.
great.
It is pretty good.
Like
Yeah.
fries, or what do they look like?
They're like cubes.
Oh,
Mhm.
cubes.
Yep, and they love tortilla. Pero en España, tortilla es no con huevos y...
Frijoles?
no, yeah, sorry.
Chorizo.
Exactly. Sorry, my Spanish got all mixed up. It's not a tortilla. Like, you know, Mexican tortillas are like, you put beans, eggs, whatever. It's like a taco, right? Tortilla in Spain is like, it's like an omelet almost.
Like masa, like really thick?
No, it's like eggs and potato, but like a thick omelet. I'll put another picture for you guys. Tortilla.
So you're saying typically when they eat tortillas, they eat it like
With something stuffed?
not like a taco or a burrito, but they do like.
It's literally not a tortilla, you guys. It's called tortilla, but it's not a
Oh,
tortilla.
okay, so you're just saying it's totally something different.
It's
Okay.
totally something. Yeah, sorry, that
You
was confusing.
confusing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
totally something different.
Interesting.
What
Yeah.
is it again?
It's like an omelet.
Okay.
Yeah, with potatoes and eggs.
Wow.
Not a tortilla that we know of, or that we grew up eating.
Do you have a lot of like random people conversations, like stranger conversations that you, or no?
How'd you know?
I don't know.
Because I do.
Uh,
People on the metro.
You just
People
talk.
on the sidewalk. Yeah, I remember, I think the day before I traveled home, I was like recycling clothes because they have like these bins that you just go put clothes you don't want in. And this man started talking to me and I was like, we were just having a conversation about my clothes. And he was like, I'll take them. And I said, okay.
Oh.
But yeah. And he asked me if I was from Italy, or it was a good conversation. Yeah.
Good.
Random
Do you-
conversations.
Do you feel like safe over there? Have you
Yeah.
ever felt-
I think I do feel safe, and I think violence overall is lower in Spain. Guns are illegal. And when the police are around, everyone acts right.
Oh, wow.
People respect the police there. They really do. And the police demand respect. It's illegal to take photos or videos of them.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So everybody acts right when the police are around. They don't goof off. They're not like mocking them.
Yeah, they'll get they'll get fucking handled.
Yeah.
Do you think you're on your phone less?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You're making me want to move so bad.
Come to
The
Europe.
same thing when Michael came on and talked about Peru
Wow.
and Mexico and
It's hard not
Colombia.
to try, you know?
It's like, what am I
Because
doing?
I know you do it. It's just leaving everything.
Yeah.
If you want to leave, you got to really want it. Moving out of the country is no joke.
Oh, yeah.
You
So
got to want it.
did you ever experience
It's
like
hard. It's a hard process.
moments of panic? Like a little bit moments of like, holy shit, I'm here. Like I had to kind of stay here for at least probably till the school's over. Like, and I can't really leave. I mean, you could, but you know, it's like, that's a whole life change back. Like, did you ever get those moments of like panic?
I think instead of panic, and you guys, please don't get annoyed by my optimism. Like,
No, this is perfect. I mean, good for the people listening.
No, I love it.
Instead of panic, it was like moments of wonder. Like I was like, whoa, like I live in Spain. I live in Spain.
Oh.
So it would just like kind of be like,
You have a great outlook.
Seriously.
try.
That's
Not
the-
all
Not
the
gonna have
time.
any wrinkles.
I try.
I had a
will.
moment earlier because I
Yeah.
was like, I feel like I learn stuff from guests when they come on. Like I always take something away. I'm like, wow, just your optimism is like such a nice thing to take away.
Try it sometimes.
'Cause I think I have a tendency, I think, to expect the worst or
Yeah.
like overthink because I only think of the worst and not like, well, what if it's good? You know?
Right.
So I'm like,
And that's
good.
easy to do.
Yeah.
Self-discipline.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
Quarter life
We all
crisis.
are. No, you're not even 20. Neither of you are almost 25 yet. How old are you?
He's
2
gonna be
months.
25 in 2 months.
Okay, 2 months. You got 2 months.
I got a year and 2 months.
Wait, are you 25 yet?
Yeah, I just turned
24.
25.
It was like
wow.
last 2 weeks ago, right?
July.
I wish you
9th.
happy birthday.
You
Yeah,
did.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
Late birthday to everyone. I said happy birthday, okay?
Just kidding. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
When you go to the beach, big stereotype here.
Yeah, tell
Are
me.
there people topless?
Oh, yeah.
Women topless?
I was surprised.
Really?
Topless?
Yes. I was like,
Jesus.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
Really? It's that
Yeah.
common?
Yes.
Like, what's the percentage of the woman population at the beach
that were topless? Maybe like 60%.
Wow.
What?
Holy shit.
I'm also really bad at like estimations, but yeah, no, there were ladies topless there, and I was like, I was not expecting
Guys, bottomless?
that. No, I don't think so.
Okay. It's mostly just girls.
Every
Yeah.
time you went, would you say there were people topless?
I didn't go to the beach a whole lot, but I think
Yeah.
every time I went, then yeah, there were.
How close is Madrid to the beach?
Madrid to Valencia was
No,
probably
Valencia.
about 3 hours away, I think. 2 or 3 hours.
Awesome. A little far.
It was a while ago.
Okay.
That
What's
I
your
went,
main like form of transportation? Like bus or
Metro.
yeah?
so every day metro and the bus.
Metro Boomin wants some.
Yeah.
One thing I've been hearing a lot lately is people talk about how like cities in the USA
Mhm.
are built for cars. Like our society is built to drive your
Mhm.
car places.
Yeah.
And I've heard like other countries, they build it more of like around public transportation. Is that
Mhm.
true?
Yeah, you walk everywhere in Spain. Like you
Got your steps in there.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I remember one time I was traveling with my friend Haley, and I had 39,000 steps. I think 39,400.
Jesus Christ.
Yep,
Isn't the average like 6?
10,000. I think
10.
you should try to
Ah.
get 10,000 a day, but I got
Wow.
39,000 that day.
You know, I had to quadruple it.
Yeah.
What's the farthest you've had to walk? Like
Oh goodness.
just for an errand or something, or like a destination? Like, oh, I'm going.
I think the farthest I had to walk was the first night that my friends and I went out dancing.
Mhm.
The metro closes at 2, and we had left after 2, so we walked from Sol, or I don't know exactly where we were, but from the heart of the city to our apartment.
Mm.
That was quite a ways.
How many?
How long?
¿Cuántos
Times,
días?
I
If you had to guess.
I mean, maybe like a 40-minute walk.
Jeez, I'd be
Come
so
on,
over it.
that's not that bad. 40
At, like
minutes?
what? At 4 a.m., 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
Girl, I
think
want
it's
to
not
go
that bad.
home.
I just
Yeah.
walk for fun for like that
Well,
amount
how's
of
the
time,
weather? What's
you
the
know?
weather?
It was warm.
I think that makes a big
Uh.
difference. Because
If
if
it's
it's like
cold, that's a
cold,
whole
I'm like
other-
miserable.
Yeah,
It's
it's a whole
warm.
other.
You know?
I'm assuming the portion sizes are smaller there when you go out to eat at least.
I almost want to say they're equivalent.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think on another note though, if you're grocery shopping, you don't buy things in bulk. You buy groceries every single week. Like, you know, we have
Costco.
Costco's here. There is one Costco in Spain.
An
But,
actual
like,
Costco?
There's a Costco.
Costco.
A Costco.
See?
Costco.
Costco.
See?
Did you get a Costco card?
I didn't. I still want to go. I haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
My friend Esther says she'll take me, so I'm waiting.
Did your like body or anything change like while being out there, like for like from the food or anything?
I think if anything, I lost a little bit of weight,
Mm.
but not very much. Maybe like 3 pounds.
Why do you think? Because like the type of food, the movement.
I think, yeah, just my lifestyle, walking everywhere
I'll
and
do it.
eating rice and chicken every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What like American businesses do they have over there?
Well, so I like that question. So they have McDonald's.
That's a that's
Marco
that's a
Donado.
given, right?
They have ¿Qué más?
más?
Okay, so they have Zara, but that's not American, I don't think. Is it?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Seems
A lot of
French or
things-
something.
Yeah.
German.
There's a Zara. They have so
They have like a CVS over there. I feel like that'd be something.
no, they don't have any CVS's. They have this show
Walgreens.
called Primark, which is like Europe's Forever 21. Primark. Cheap
Okay.
stuff, fast fashion, stuff like that.
What's like the biggest like fast food kind of thing they have? Because when I went to Guatemala, there was like this chicken place,
Okay.
and it was like everywhere in Guatemala. Like it was the McDonald's kind of thing.
Okay.
So like, is there anything
Los
like that in
pollos
Spain where
hermanos.
it's like, yeah, where it's like a bigger business that you see kind of around? That's like a fast food-ish vibes.
Okay, so they have something called Jollibee, and it's
Oh, I've heard of that
You've
here. I've
heard
heard
of-
it's super
really?
good. Yeah.
okay. I don't think we have them in America. I had never heard of one in my life.
I think there's one in, because I watched this YouTuber
Okay.
and they go get it, him and like his team, because he owns like a clothing company.
Mm-hmm.
When they have like a successful launch, they'll go get Jollibees and they're like Jollibees, like they get
Yeah.
so excited.
It's from the Philippines.
Oh, really?
It's
Wow.
Filipino inspired fast food.
What is it?
Interesting.
Jollibee.
Oh, like Filipino.
But
Yeah.
isn't it like
But it's
fried chicken and like
Yeah.
pasta and stuff like that?
Exactly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have something called this is a shame that I cannot think of what it's called, but it's a yogurt place.
Yogurt meal.
Oh, you guys. It's green and white. I'm so ashamed right now. But that's everywhere. And it's so yummy. And they only have vanilla. And then you get any kind of like chocolate that you want. And then it hardens on it. You can get any toppings.
Oh, nice.
I'm so sorry that I can't think of what it's called, you guys.
Someone in the comments will know.
Maybe.
Don't have
Yeah.
no In-N-Out,
No.
Chick-fil-A.
Nope. Nope.
Dang. Did you have withdrawals from any type of food? Like
I
could really
miss
go
In-N-Out
for
so much.
a bag of crab right
Oh.
now.
Did you eat some yet?
Yes. I had it the other day. And it was
Ah.
so good.
That spread hit.
Nice.
It was so good. Jordy's so excited to go to In-N-Out when he gets here.
Oh yeah, should we speak on that?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait, let's finish really quick. On the food, they have Taco Bell there,
Oh wow.
and
Bell.
yeah. I think I'm so sorry I can't think of other places.
I feel like I just want to do like a speed round real quick. Could we just do
Tell
some
me.
like speed questions?
Yeah. Tell me.
What's like the weirdest thing you've seen over there?
The
Like,
weirdest?
culture shock.
Okay, I was gonna say the weirdest thing I saw was a man laying on the ground with his like butt out.
Oh,
I was
wow.
so
Tanning?
No, he was on the side of the road, like on the sidewalk. I was so
Dang.
worried. Thank the Lord that someone was calling
The
the cops because we could not tell if he was alive or dead. Pretty sure he
Jeez.
was alive, but like his face was covered.
Dang.
That was kind of scary. I was worried for him. But culturally, I think the amount of PDA is like skyrockets. Like
Wow.
it's there is like no sense of privacy in Spain. I mean, again, depends on the person, but a lot of PDA.
Just like making out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is homelessness like common over there?
It's less so than it is in the States, but yes, there is a homeless population,
Hmm.
and a lot of the homeless, especially in the heart of Spain, are gypsies, and so they've come from Romania and places like that, and
I always get confused because I hear that word thrown around, like gypsy,
okay,
because I feel like people will use it colloquially
right,
to mean like, oh, someone who just moves a lot of places,
Mhm.
but they actually like a actual, by definition, like gypsy
yeah.
is from Romania, right? Like,
I don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but my friend Alex and I were talking about it. I think originally the word came from Egypt.
Oh.
Egypt, gypsy,
okay.
and then they like traveled.
It's a stretch. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Come on, that's legit. That's
I'm
legit.
Just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, But
I saw the opportunity. I'm sorry I had to.
no, it's okay. It's kind of accurate. But anyway, I don't know how to recover from that.
I just feel bad now.
No, don't feel bad. I need to research it. But I think that's where it came from. Shut up. I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
My mom and my sister, when they were in Spain, they said like the craziest thing they saw was, I think there was like a pride parade or something like that. And they thought about going, but I think they might have gone briefly, but it was like really like everybody was like pushing up against each other and it was like kind of crazy.
Just a lot of people.
So they got overwhelmed and they left. But they said while they were like still in the city, they saw like this super big like muscular guy, butt naked, chasing these two like smaller guys, like chasing them like he was trying to like murder them.
Scary.
Yeah.
No, I never saw anything like that.
And then I guess they're talking to like a local like shop owner. And, because everybody was like, you know,
what is going on?
And they're like, I don't know. They're like, the only thing we could think of is like there was some like drawing, like they were drawing or painting him like naked, and then somebody insulted him or something, you know.
That is quite strange.
He looked pretty angry.
Yeah, they said he was like, it wasn't playful. They were like, he was upset.
And he had no clothes on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
What holidays they got over there, huh?
They have a lot of saint holidays. San Isidro. They have, what else? San Jordi, which is a saint from Barcelona. Yeah. And yeah, we have puentes, which are literally translates to the bridge. And so it's like an extra long weekend. We'll work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Sometimes Monday too. Really long weekends.
Are you ever working?
Yeah, I know, right? No, I'm just hanging out.
It's so nice.
What else? A lot of saint holidays. They celebrate Valentine's Day.
Cute.
And
Christmas?
Yes. But not so much. I wasn't in Spain for Christmas, so I'm not entirely sure what it looks like.
You were in Disneyland in Paris.
I was
right?
Paris.
Close.
Oh.
I was in Belgium for Christmas.
Disneyland?
No, that was in Paris.
Where's the Disneyland coming from?
I was in Paris for Disneyland, and that
I didn't even know they had one in
I know,
Paris.
right?
Like what?
They have a Ratatouille ride.
Oui.
Only in Paris.
Oui.
Oui.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Ratatouille, that's so romantic.
Wait, you've seen the Eiffel Tower then, right?
Yes, I'll have to show you guys a picture.
You missed the Paris Olympics.
Huh?
I know.
You missed the Olympics.
I know. Jade and I were thinking about going, but it just didn't work out. And plus, that would have been really expensive.
Yeah, I feel like to even be near the Paris and Olympics and all that time would be quite a bit of euros, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what's the currency called there?
Euros.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that everywhere in Europe?
You knew that. No.
Because you said it earlier. So.
Yes, I think it is everywhere. In the UK, they use pounds.
UK.
Yeah, so
Pounds.
in Europe.
Pounds is different than euros?
Yeah, it's more expensive. More worth more, I think.
Did you go to the UK at all?
Haven't been yet.
Which countries did you visit while you're over there?
I went to Belgium. I went to Amsterdam, aka also known as Holland. I went to France. I went to Monaco. I went to Germany. I went to Italy. And I think that's it.
And this is all from being in Spain.
Yes.
Dang.
And this is all with like teacher salary vibes.
Yep.
And this is all with like public transportation.
Yep. Airplanes included.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you flew some places?
Yeah, sometimes I used a little bit of money from my savings. But yeah, with my salary, I could do it.
Do you think you're like, are you gaining a little bit of savings while living there or no? It's like check to check.
I want to say it's probably check to check. Like my Spanish salary, I have my Spanish bank account and my American bank account. And my Spanish bank account goes for my rent, for my groceries, everything Spain related. And that is pretty much check to check. But it's not like I'm wise about it. I'm wise about it. And I have some savings that I transferred over when I first moved to Spain that I haven't used yet. So that's a good safety net.
Nice, just in case.
Nice.
Just in case. Yeah.
Okay, should we talk about Jordi?
Yeah. Let's talk about Jordi.
Okay, so.
That's how you say it?
Yeah.
Jordi.
Yes, that was so nice.
Maybe before this, real quick, just to get it.
Okay.
Get it. What's your dating mindset while you're out in Spain?
Okay.
Because, I mean, you're 25, you know, living life.
Right.
New tourists.
Uh-huh.
Other 25-year-olds and around that age. Everyone's like living, exploring.
Right.
Meeting groups.
Yeah.
What's your mentality? Like, do you want to date? What are you thinking?
I think in general, my dating mentality was and is like, I'm not here to play games. Like, and I think bottom line, my number one thing was, even if I met Prince Charming, but he didn't have faith, doesn't believe in Jesus as his Lord and Savior, he could be the most worldly perfect man. I would say no. No matter what he could offer.
Do you want to give your like background on like your beliefs
Sure.
for people who don't know you?
Yeah. So I became a born again Christian when I was 18, and I'm 25 now.
Long time.
Yeah. And so in high school, I did a lot of crazy things. Lindsay's, her eyes are glued to me.
I know. She just got so like.
I was definitely just a high schooler running around crazy. But I put myself in a lot of bad situations, and there was an experience I had. There were a couple of them, but one of the main parts of my testimony and of like coming to Jesus was I kind of like hit rock bottom. I remember getting to a point where I was like, God, if you're there, like help me, because I can't live this way. I never made a plan to kill myself, never wanted to kill myself. But at that point in my life, like my sin had hurt me so deeply that I was like, I cannot live this way and I don't know what to do. So God, if you're there, help me, because no mortal can. And so that season of my life, I was dealing with extremely bad intrusive thoughts. Yeah. And listen, I know that a lot of humans deal with them, but to some of us, it affects us more deeply, I think. And some of us have them more common. And I think this is not diagnosed, but I think I have OCD. And so intrusive thoughts, like with OCD, like they are just repetitive. Like when you have like you can't like control, I don't know, it's just something that occurs over and over. And that just took such a toll on my spirit, because like I remember growing up, I watched a lot of movies. I saw a lot of horrific things. My senior year of high school, I took criminal justice, and our teacher was a retired cop. And
were you guys in the same class?
Tell us.
Same teacher, different class.
Okay.
Yeah.
She had hers first and second period. I had mine fifth and sixth.
Yes.
Okay.
No, other way around, right?
No.
It was
I
that
had mine
way?
fifth and sixth.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Mwah. And he was a retired cop, and he had seen a lot of things. But I really do think that the Lord equips people in that line of work. Some of them, not all, but like they don't take it home with them, and they're able to compartmentalize it. I wasn't. It bled into every area of my life. So there became a time. Tell me.
The stuff from the class bled into it, or like your sin and what you were like kind of suffering from?
All of it. So I think that, and it all ties together. But it starts with like the things I was seeing in that class, like horrific crime scenes, people jumping from buildings.
Yeah. Like
hearing stories about these two young men who like kidnapped a girl and sacrificed her to Satan. Like she was still a teenager. Yeah. Like these things terrified me. On top of all these horrific things I'd seen growing up. Like I saw a lot of movies that were scary. I shouldn't have seen them when I was younger. And I know it's like, oh, it's just a movie, but no, what we see, we never forget. Yeah. And like I think that maybe in our like conscious mind, we don't think about it all the time, but I think everything we do see like sticks with us. It's our brain is
Were you on Twitter growing up?
I was on Twitter.
Twitter is like not a place for a teenager. Like the things you see. I deleted Twitter like years ago, and I've never gotten it back because I'm just like, I can't.
I understand.
Like one retweet and you've seen something that you'll never forget.
Exactly.
You know? It's awful.
I think with Madison too, out of all of us, she was like the most on Twitter.
I was.
She was she was literally like known on Twitter.
Over 40,000 tweets. I started when I was 12.
What the hell?
Over 40,000.
Just woke up. Just brushed my teeth.
Literally, yes.
She knew Twitter like literally no one else. Like she was literally known on Twitter, and like everyone, she met so many people through Twitter, and she was literally like almost like Tumblr, Twitter. Like that's how she was. So
yeah. It was a big thing.
It was something she was on constantly 24/7. Like I remember being around her and she was just scrolling Twitter.
Oh my goodness.
Literally like she was glued to her phone, and it was always Twitter. It was always Twitter every single time. You would look at her and you'd look down at her phone. It was like Twitter, DM, something.
Yeah.
But mainly just the feed. It was crazy. You couldn't get her off of it.
Okay.
You couldn't.
I did tweet a lot. I did enjoy Twitter. But when I moved to Colorado, I remember I would always deactivate it, but then like reactivate it the day before I deleted. But then I got to a point where I was like, nope, like that's it.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Wow. How did that feel?
I think I was a little bit sad at first. Because like, I don't know, I had like friends on there and pictures and a lot of tweets and stuff, but honestly, we can't touch that stuff. Like it's not tangible. It's a thought. I mean, we can see stuff that sticks with us, but like
It's gone.
it's gone.
Yeah.
Right?
You break the phone, it's gone.
Yeah. So anyway, was on Twitter a lot. And so these things I was seeing in Cerny's class, what?
Oh, that's a good question. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a good question. These things I was seeing in Cerny's class, these things that I had seen, like they eventually started to just like really torment me. Like literally, and I've told Lindsay this, like it was like I was literally being tormented by demons.
Wow.
Senior high school, right?
Senior year of high school.
Okay.
So you didn't enjoy the class very much?
It's strange because I still enjoyed the class, but it thankfully like the thoughts were separate from the class.
Okay.
But I began to get this thought, like humans are capable of such horrific, horrible things. Like, am I capable of those things? And I couldn't look at someone without imagining them dying.
Jeez.
I couldn't.
Wow. It became like that intrusive.
Exactly. All the time. All the time. And I was smoking a lot of weed at the time. I was getting wasted every weekend. Like I was a mess. I was in a relationship, and God bless the boy. I was in a very bad relationship. He was young. I was young. But I just had damaged myself in a lot of different ways. And a lot of baggage at such a young age. Trying to act too grown before I knew anything. You know, I dropped my niece off on her first day of high school today. And I was like, they're so little. But I remember, I thought I was so grown.
It's so crazy seeing them now. Like as an adult, you're like, you're so much smaller than I remember being.
Yep.
Yeah.
High school?
Anaya,
She's in high school?
her freshman year. Yeah.
No way.
Which is so crazy.
How is she that old already?
don't
I thought
know.
she'd be like in 7th grade.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's just a baby, huh?
Just
She's a baby.
She's just a
literally-
baby.
You look at her and you only see a baby.
Yeah. But I thought I was so grown, and I just put myself in a lot of bad situations. Just, yeah. So all of that kind of piled up, and yeah, I got to a point where I was like, God help me, because I don't want to live like this. And
Did you have like what about like why God, I guess, like why religion? Like was there someone in your life, or did you see something, or what?
Yeah, so there's this verse in the Bible, it's in Proverbs, and it says, train a child in the way they should go, and when they are older, they will not depart from it. And my aunties,
Oh yeah.
they had me in church since I was 3 months old. And when I was 12 was when I stopped going to church, just started doing what I wanted. And that's when stuff hit the fan, you know,
Nice.
surprise, surprise.
As it does. You know?
But yeah, from 12 to 18, I was just kind of, I was just kind of off the walls. But anyway, so the Lord just started taking things. Where'd she go?
My
I thought
sister
you
just
left.
got home.
Okay. The Lord just started taking things out of my life. I stopped drinking when I was 18. Hello. Hi. No, you're okay.
Okay. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Birthday!
Okay.
We should sing her happy birthday before we go. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that for sure. Good gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
From
Okay.
all of us.
Yeah, write our name on the card. But yeah, I remember like in the Bible it says like, don't be a drunkard. I was getting wasted every day. Lindsay, I was on my 18th birthday, I was laying in a gutter. Like
Jeez.
literally laying in a gutter.
girl.
I was a gutter girl. And yeah.
I'm sorry, this is funny.
No, it's you know, it's there's grace and it's been redeemed, but yeah, I was a hot mess. I was a hot mess, and you know, I smoked weed all the time. We were doing drugs at school. Like it was not good. And like I love my friends, and like Lindsay, like she's seen me like through it all, and like I'm so glad that I had them, because if I didn't, probably would have been more of a mess internally. But they like, I don't know, we were just there for each other, and it was just a hard time. But Anyway, I stopped drinking when I was 18. I didn't drink until I was 21. And then I've drank again, but I never have gotten blacked out like I used to. I used to get blacked out all the time. Like, I'm just a small person, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
When you're so young, you're just like, what?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
just
you don't have a gauge, really.
No.
Not at all.
Hot vodka, no chaser.
Oh
Yeah.
my, yeah, quite literally. Stopped smoking weed. I stopped popping pills. I finally was able to, make a firm decision that I wasn't gonna continue in this relationship that I was in at the time, and that was probably the hardest part because, like,
Oh yeah, attachment.
yeah, and so that was hard. But I knew, like, like, there's another verse. I think it's in 2 Corinthians. It says, "Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, and love does not boast." And don't get me wrong, on the word envy, that doesn't mean love does not get jealous. Like, love, that does happen, but there's a difference between, like, because, like, when you love something, like, you care about it deeply, but envy is, like, different.
Yeah.
So anyway, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast. Love is, like, kind above all things. And I remember at that time I was like, this love is not patient and this love is not kind. And that was hard because it was like God, like, kind of being like, this is not the man that I have for you. But I cared so deeply about him, and I praise God for the experience. And the Lord redeemed that also. I remember him and I went to church one time together. It was after I was saved, and he had never come to church with me before because I wasn't going to church either. But we went to church, and when we walked through the doors, it was like literally, like, the angels were rejoicing. Like, everyone was worshiping like a way I had never seen. Like, people were clapping, and, like, not for us because came in through the back, but it was just, yeah, it was just so cool. And it was just a redeemed thing, and it felt redeemed. But, yeah, that was probably the hardest part, but I never looked back. And the bottom line leading to Jordy was that when the Lord kind of took that away, which was the hardest thing for him to remove me from, was that I would not be with a man who did not love Jesus, because I wanted to be led. I wanted someone to teach me, but also who would be willing to learn from me, someone who could love Jesus more than I did in order to teach me how to love him more. And so that was, like, the bottom line. So
that was your approach to dating.
Yeah, it was my approach to dating.
Okay.
And so yeah, when I went to Spain, I started trying out churches, seeing which one I could go to. Ended up choosing one that was bilingual, and that's where I met Jordy. We were friends from October to May and started dating officially in May.
That's a long time.
Did you have a crush on him, like, from the get, or was it something that
It's so
came
funny.
later?
It's so funny because, like, after we started dating, we were, like, talking about, like, when we first saw each other and, like, our relationship and how it's grown. And it's so funny. And I know that God did it. Like, we were always on the same page. Like, we were never talking about, metaphorically, this book, right? But, like, even when we were just friends, like, he was thinking what I was thinking. And, like, remember the first day that we met, like, his opinions and my opinions and, like, different occurrences, like, that we had together where we had never said anything about any kind of romantic relationship, but, like, our thoughts were always the same. And I had never had someone be my friend first. And when I became a Christian, that's what I started praying for. I was like, I want someone to get to know me as a person before wanting something, like, intimate or a romantic relationship. And he was my friend first.
Wow.
At church, right?
At church.
So was he, like, just going to church?
He's a part of our young adults group, and he plays
Tell
the
him.
piano.
Tell him who he is.
Well,
Tell him who he is.
What do you mean?
Only she would land.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a pastor's son, but he's not. He's not the.
Is that like a Lana Del Rey song or something?
What?
Superstar, huh?
He's really cool. But he plays the
Should I
piano.
put a picture or no?
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Mark it, but if you say no, then
Okay.
later on if you ask him or something.
Okay.
If you don't want to, I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
That'd be cute though. But yeah, he plays the piano, but he's not the pastor's son of our pastor. His parents own a church in a city called Santander in Spain. So anyway, and he has a leadership position at the church, and yeah, so he's just a cool guy.
Wow. Have you met his pastor father yet?
I haven't met his pastor father.
No, not yet.
You
I
haven't?
have.
Oh, you have,
And
right?
I met his mom, and I've met his brother and his niece and his nephews, and I haven't met his youngest brother yet.
So he's a Spaniard by birth.
He was born in Ecuador, but moved to Spain when he was 5. So he is a Spaniard by citizenship.
By
He has
living.
his, yeah.
By
He has,
life.
yeah. But he just wasn't born there.
Has he been to los Estados Unidos?
He has, but he's only been to the East Coast. He's been to Virginia and New York
New York. Oh, I was
¿Por
gonna say
qué?
New York. New York.
To visit or just to...
to visit. Yeah, he has family in New York.
So he speaks some English, I assume.
He's fluent.
Oh,
He
shit.
speaks Spanish and English. But yeah, he speaks English really well.
I have a question.
Tell me.
And you don't... Like, we could cut this if
No,
you
tell
want.
me.
I heard from Little Bird that people in Spain don't like when you call him dude.
Oh
when
my
you,
goodness.
or when you say dude, just casually.
Yeah,
Because that's, like, super common here,
Right.
obviously.
it is.
Why is that? Like, what does dude mean in Spain?
So I think that not everyone in Spain feels that way, but sweet Jordy, he doesn't like it very much when people call him dude, just because it's kind of well, I mean, if it comes from like a friend, maybe it's different, but he's like,
But not a girlfriend.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
disrespectful or what?
And yeah, he's like, I don't call you tia,
Disrespecting me, fool.
like, you know, because like they'll call their friends like tío or tia.
Mm.
What
but-
the hell?
Yeah.
Really?
So it's like their form of like dude or like bro, right?
Interesting.
But
But
then you
he's,
say, dude, now it's real. It's too real.
right, and he's like, I don't call you that. So I don't. He just doesn't like it very much.
I think even like being an American, depending on the context, I think if like my significant other called me dude, I might be like, whoa.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So
Like,
that
I think that's more
That's
like,
good.
yeah, like
I
more
mean,
like,
I like that perspective.
Especially if it's not normal, you know, like something you typically
like
say,
instead
like
of being
dude,
babe,
I'd be
like bro.
"Excuse
I'm
me?"
like, okay, wait.
right,
Not like
right.
insulted, but more like caught off guard.
Okay.
Like, whoa, where's baby?
Yeah, no. See, that's so good that you guys share that perspective, because like I've called everyone dude,
Yeah.
but I think maybe
Yeah.
just for men it's just a little bit different, especially coming from like your lady, you know.
Do you guys have like any like Spanish couple words? You guys like? Do you call it? Do you say like? Because you know, I'll say babe.
Yeah,
Do you say like?
Cariño.
that's sweet. He calls me amor a lot.
Oh,
Amor?
Yeah.
Wow, love.
Aw,
Yeah, that's kind of cute. That's so
nice.
cute.
What do you call him?
Babe.
If you don't mind me asking.
No, I call him babe.
Call him babe.
Baby.
What's your guys' one? How do you ask you out? 2, what's your guys' dates?
Okay. So, oh gosh, you guys, I have to go to the bathroom.
I'll go for it.
I think Lindsay's in there. Right
Okay,
now.
when she's done, and
Okay.
then so I can focus.
Yeah, no worries.
So we were both in like a play for our church. We were gonna put on a performance, you guys. I know it sounds so cheesy. Both of
It
us
really
were like
is.
reluctant about it, because it is cheesy.
In
But
Spanish
you
or
gonna
in
play?
English?
we were gonna. So it was like a club scene. All right, this girl goes to a club, and she's just kind of like. It's so funny because like I didn't direct this. I didn't even make it up. But she goes to a club and she's just like, she's convinced to go there, and then she gets there and she's like, what am I doing here? Like, what exactly am I doing
Wow.
here?
What you
That's
felt?
not, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yes, which is so interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, she meets Jesus in the club. Jordy
wow.
Jordy played Jesus.
Of course. Got it all. Huh?
It's so funny.
Jesus, the DJ.
Yeah, I was like just one of the club members dancing in the club.
Nice.
Did you have any lines, or are you just an extra, like kind of?
We were okay. So my lines were like talking with my other friend, like, what is she doing? Like, why is
Place
she?
blows, huh?
Yeah. This place really
No,
sucks.
no, but I was like supposed to be loving it. Like I was loving it. And my friend
yeah.
like went off to go talk with Jesus in the club, and I'm like, where is she going? Like, where is she dancing? Like, take another shot.
Lame, Yeah.
Right? So, but anyway, she ends up going to the club, and like she has this encounter with Jesus, and like she ends up choosing like the world, and she ends up getting roofied and dies in the club.
Jesus, Madison. That's pretty,
No.
that's pretty harsh.
Sorry, it's not funny, but that's what it was. That's what it was.
Madison, maybe like roofied and maybe like
No.
I don't know something else. Dead.
I walked in at the absolute worst time.
Yeah.
I have no
my
idea
about a
what's
play.
going
This
This
is
is
a
real life.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a play. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
but
not real
This
life.
is
still,
like,
but
have you ever
still.
seen that
Did
show?
she have a?
You probably don't. You probably haven't. Rosa de Guadalupe.
I've heard, dude. That is so old.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's kind of giving that.
She's like old news.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I have heard
How
of it.
was her like death scene? Did she kill it, or was it kind of like?
Well, it was my friend
It's like the blood,
Stacy.
fake blood.
No, literally, like she was just like, oh, like I don't know. She did a really good job.
Like roofied, like heart attack.
Like roofied, she drank, and then there was a roofie in her drink, and it killed her. But she
Dang.
fell.
And then your boyfriend, Jordi, was like, "No, my kid. You
No,
should have
like
followed."
the rest of
Hijo.
us in the club were like, oh shoot, like
That blows.
that ain't the way to go. And
So
so
you learned.
yes,
Nice.
We did learn. But yeah, Stacy did a good job at dying. But it was hard as her friends not to laugh, kind of.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to the bathroom real quick?
Yes.
No.
You can just
Don't
leave
turn it off.
Dude, there's no way I couldn't laugh if you had a death scene. Because you'd be so good.
Perdón, mi hijo. I chose the wrong path, my son. the Grinch or the master, he's like, tell little Timmy I'm not gonna make it Christmas this year. Take care of my mama for me, and then he's like, he does that in the mask where he does like a coughing.
What? In the mask?
Yeah, he's like coughing and he's doing like an award, but then the last one he like coughs on the guy's face instead.
Ew.
It's a little rough. Sorry. Oh, okay. I've been having to pee for so long. But good thing she took a break.
Oh man. Should I mark it, Jaime?
Can you please?
Yeah. Pee break. Jaime, cut it.
Sometimes they like hold this up, the fist, or they say, how do they say it in Spanish?
Puedo.
¿Quieres ir al baño?
Yes.
¿Puedo?
We say, ask me in English.
Oh,
Toilet,
really?
please.
Toilet, please.
Can I go to the toilet, please?
That's so cute.
Say, yes, you can go to the toilet.
Okay.
My-
We are back.
My therapist has told me before, I think what you quoted from the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The love is, she has a bit of a southern drawl. She's
I
from
love
Memphis. She's like, love is kind, love is patient. I don't remember the other ones, but
Yeah,
she
it's
used it
good.
like once or twice. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I should, before I go today, I'll pull it up and I'll read the whole thing for us.
That'd be nice.
Because it's good.
Send us off with a little faith.
Yeah.
So, what do you love about Jordy?
What do I love about Jordy? I like how quickly and how willing he is to learn. If we have a moment where we disagree on something, like, he's so quick to like hear my perspective, and he never tells me I'm wrong. He's never like raised his voice at me or like, he's so kind. And like, when I say kind, like, that doesn't mean he's a pushover, because he's not. He has very strong opinions on things. And like, he will definitely, like, if I'll tell him something, like I was telling him today how like I've been really impatient with my mom and irritated at her, and he just like reminded me, like, you know, this isn't how it's always going to be. You're not always going to be with your mom. Like, you need to practice gratitude, because like, who knows the next time you'll have like a summer with your mom. And so he learns, but he also teaches me so much. And he's so funny. He's so funny, and he's so like, it's so funny, like, when I first met him, like, I had no idea, like, the kind of, like, I knew his personality, obviously, but once you, like, get to know someone, like, more intimately, like, spend more one-on-one time together, like, just to see how goofy he is. And yeah, he just does a great job at church. He's a great leader. He cares for people. Good qualities. He's a cutie.
Nice. That's sweet.
Cool.
Yeah. Haven't had a boyfriend for a while.
Yeah, well,
He's also a Virgo. I just wanted to put that in there.
I have a question
Yes.
about kind of your transition to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hard to like, or was it, I'm sure not as much now, but was it harder like when you're like transitioning to be around your friends who like hadn't transitioned along with you, you know, and still might be partaking in those activities? You know?
Yeah, I that's a good question. I think like with my friends, like relationships have changed. You know, there have been friendships that have been lost along the way, but not a lot. But like, I love my friends, and like, they love me, and like, they're not like, oh, you're lame.
yeah.
I'm just like, no, I love Jesus. And they're like, we know you love Jesus. But some of the relationships have changed nonetheless. But it's like, no. And the thing is, like, a lot of my friends, like my close friends that I knew from middle school, high school, I knew them before, like, we got into the whole partying scene. So I know them, and I love them for them. Like, I know their heart.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes I'm like, you're making some pretty risky decisions, but like, I love you, and whenever you call me when you need me. I think if anything, maybe it was more challenging for them than for me. But I mean, my lifestyle did change. You know, I remember the first time I said no to a party. That was really hard.
Wow, what a temptation, huh?
Yeah, it was like, it was so hard. But like the time I had gone to a party before that, like I had already been born again. Like I was a Christian, but I just got myself hurt, like emotionally.
Yeah.
And like, you know, just in that scene, everyone's intertwined and it makes things so tricky. And it's like, man, I don't want to be around that.
Baggage.
So much baggage. And it's just like, I didn't want to be a part of that anymore. And, you know, wounds like leave scars and, you know, memories remain. But it's like being apart from that, it's just like, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. So, yeah. So in regard to my friends, like I knew them before the party scene. I will love them till the day I die. And I talk about Jesus all the time. And I mean, yeah, so.
I like that you're like very authentic with it, because I feel like a lot of people would probably try, me included, would probably try to like tone it down when I'm around people who I know. It's like the people pleaser in me, I think.
Right.
Is like, well, I know you don't really believe the same thing as I do. So I would like not talk about it, you know, or like not mention it very often.
Yeah.
So it's like really cool to see that you're like so authentic.
Thank
no matter
you.
who you're around, you know?
Can I just comment on that too?
Yeah.
I feel like she was really good at, there was like a balance always. It was, you never felt like she held back so much to like people please in that sense, but you also didn't feel like she was too pushy with it. Like she just like shared what she's learned and like what she believes, and then like just kind of left you with that information, and also just like supported anything that you feel. It was never like, I believe this now and like you're wrong and whatever, and like that's what it is. It was always just like, this is what I know now, and this is who I love Jesus, and like I love you too. And it was just like that. It was just said and done, which was really refreshing. And it's also like her qualities are all still the same. Like it was like, yeah, she's like loves Jesus and she's like, you know, very devoted, but at the same time she's still Madison. Like she's still exactly who she was before. She just doesn't, you know, fall in gutters anymore.
Yeah.
So, and I think that that's also a plus too, because I don't want to take her out of a gutter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just refreshing.
Yeah. I love asking Lindsay, I'm like, can we pray? And like, she's like, yep.
Every time. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Before you guys eat, or like when?
Anytime she
whenever
wants
we
to.
need it. Like,
Before you drive?
Maybe
We need it.
Yeah, whenever we need it, for real.
She'll pray before we leave, like before she leaves, or like before, like sometimes before bed,
or like if we're anxious, if Lindsay's anxious about something, if I'm nervous about something, or like something's going on in our life, like whether it's Lindsay's life or my life, like.
And then
pray about
sometimes
it.
she'll ask me to lead the prayer.
Yes.
And I'll do it.
Do you get nervous?
You're gonna learn today.
I kill it every time.
Really?
I kill it. I body it.
Nice.
I'm like,
I love it when she
dear
prays.
Jesus.
I love it.
And I'm like, amen. And she's like, you did so great. And I'm like, oh, really?
She does.
I tried.
Prayer is literally just like talking to God.
Yeah.
Literally, there's no formula. Just talk to him.
Yeah.
He wants to hear from you. You know?
I remember.
I was trying to think if I should say something or not.
You should.
It was like something personal about somebody else. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe wait.
I have another question though.
Yeah.
I'll think about that one.
Okay.
Also, like along the lines of me sacrificing my authenticity
Mm-hmm.
in certain situations, I've been making an effort
Okay.
since you got here to not use the Lord's name in vain.
I appreciate that.
Because I have, you know, that's
Have
like
I been doing it?
Jaime
Jaime
failed.
said
I've been
Jaime said it
cringing
once.
every time.
Jaime
said it more than once.
Really?
That's
Yes.
just, sorry, that's my thing.
I'm not mad at you.
I said this in front of what?
I'm not mad at you.
Oh, they say you're mad at me.
No.
I said that in front of like Taylor's dad, who's like pretty religious,
Yeah.
and then he like went on like a small little rant because he was like,
Really?
like a funny but like a little serious. He's like, I was like, Jesus. He's like, yeah, we're all gonna see him one day, and he's like, I hope when we do see him, you know, something,
Yeah.
something. And I was like, and I was like, okay, I'm trying not to say it.
Yeah.
I remember Taylor was like, she was the only thing that warned me. She's like, you can't be, just try not to say it all the time. But that's like my big thing. Like when I'm scared,
Wow.
Yeah.
a big shock, something, I'm just like, Jesus.
I remember like
Yeah,
there's
me
been
too.
times where like whether it's you or someone else, like someone have said it, and I haven't like said it yet, but if someone says Jesus' name, I'm like, I want to be like, yeah, what about him? What about him, honey?
You can't
What do you think Jordan will say if I say in front of him?
I don't know. I don't
Punch
know.
him.
Like literally, like it, like I don't know. Like it hurts, like a part of like my spirit, but I'm not gonna be like, hi mate, you know. But I'm just like,
interesting.
you know, like, but I don't know. It's like, there's so much respect to his name, but like that's between you and him. But I encourage you to find a different word.
What about
For the record, I say it a lot in front of her. A lot.
She does, and I
what,
strangle her every
Jesus
time.
or
Just
oh my
kidding.
God, or what is it?
All of it. It's very hard. I feel like, and also Madison used to cuss
Like
too.
a sailor.
Yeah.
And
Like
like
a
we all
sailor.
did. I still do. And it's sometimes I'll try to like tone down my cussing, but I definitely cuss in front of her. But it's not like she's like hating you secretly.
No, I
on
won't.
the
Yeah.
inside. It's
Like, no.
she gets it because she's been there.
Like I don't know. Like there's no way I could hate someone. Like there's no way. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know if I knew that was like a word in vain until
it's
not
one of
too
the
long
10
ago.
Commandments.
Like, because I would say that just growing up, I don't even know who. I just didn't even know. Like, that was just, I don't even know who I picked that up on. Probably high school. I feel like I started saying it, you know?
yeah.
Ever since I've known you, I feel like that's like your catchphrase when something
It's
goes
literally the
awry.
product of your environment.
Yeah. So, like,
It
someone must have
literally
said
is.
it.
And
I
when
would've-
you're
it just
around,
caught.
yeah.
Well, maybe I'll try to be a little more mindful.
What, like, why is it bad to say that? I've never known like the reasoning behind it.
So it says like, do not use the Lord's name in vain. It's like, because we use it as a cuss word, but it's like, it's his name, you know? Like, and it's just like a lack of like, I think respect. And like,
Okay.
to me, like God is like a father. So in the Bible, like God is referred to like with male pronouns, like he's a dad, right? And it's like, if you were to start like cussing at your dad, like, shoot, I don't even know what kind of trouble that would get me in. But the difference is like with our Heavenly Father, he's not going to smite us when he uses his name in vain or like if we curse him. But it's just like, and that's why we should stop, because it's like like a father, an earthly father, especially one that maybe like is not the best earthly dad, would probably like cuss right back at you or maybe hit you, or I don't know, not all dads, but a lot of dads.
A bad one, let's just say.
Yeah. But like our Heavenly Father is just like, no, I still love you. Like, I wish when you were saying my name, you were talking to me instead of using my name as a cuss word, you know?
Yeah.
But,
Jeez.
and I think it's like, what makes you want to stop it is because like you love him, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to just say it with no weight.
Right. And it's just like, yeah. So I think.
Is it the same level of like
Blasphemy?
malo to say it in Spanish, like Dios mío?
You
Ay, Dios
know,
mío.
that's such a good question. I think so. I haven't said it because I think
Yeah,
so.
you're like,
Because
I'm
it's literally just saying like, you know, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Dios
mean?
mío.
Uh-huh.
And also in the same way, like in Spain they say, mi madre. And like also that's, I don't really, like that's obviously different because it's your mom. I don't know, but
Your
like,
earthly mom.
right. But I haven't said that either because just like, you're not talking about your mama. You're just using it as like, oh shoot, like flippantly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Flipando.
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 It's so funny because we just made like a clip of our last fight and we were like, flip. We made the whole thing.
Yeah, too much
Yep, yep.
Too much
Yeah.
expedition. Speaking of like how you are
Yes.
and like how you like how Chris was saying, like you're very authentic, right? Part of that is you believing in God and just like talking about him like here and there, right? Dropping him.
Yeah.
I remember there was definitely like, okay, well, there was like what, 2 times we hung out, just us two. And like, I'm not really religious or anything like that. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But we hung out and it was like long nights and just talking and walking. And it was like really cool because one, I remember asking you a bunch of Christianity questions because I was like, I just like to pick people's brains.
That's
you know?
good. Yeah.
And I was just like, what do you think? Like, but not like as in like you're a representative.
Right.
Like I'm not thinking like, oh my God, like what do you think? That's
Right,
what's
right,
mean.
right.
You're, like you're not getting tested. Like your answer doesn't mean like you're wrong or right. More
Right.
just curious. Like what do you think
Well,
about it?
of course.
I remember there were some hard ones. And
Yeah,
there
I
was,
remember
like,
too.
Like, oh, I don't know because, you know, like the Bible says this, but then this happens.
Right.
And there were some good ones where you're like, well, you know, I have this belief and all that stuff. But I remember just thinking like, I don't know, like despite being very, I guess, very different, like anchored in very different things, like the convos were just so good still. Like, you
Yeah.
know, because it was like, and I feel like the same way you didn't kind of like tone yourself down, like I didn't want to tone myself down
Right.
either. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, like I'm like this perfectly innocent person or
Right.
anything like that. Or
Yeah.
like, I was just like, I'll cuss. I'll still say some stuff. I'll
Yeah.
still say what I believe because you're doing the same. So it's like
Yeah.
the courtesy of like, I'm going to stay authentic. So you stay authentic.
Right.
You know? I thought that was really fun. Like, that's why I really liked our hangouts was like, I'm just talking to you and like hearing your stuff and like maybe some sticks, maybe doesn't. And I'm same with you. Like maybe I'm saying something and some stuff sticks and some doesn't. But it was really cool. Cool combos, you know, just being like,
Yeah.
what do you think? And the future and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah. I think that, okay, humans, we're all imperfect, right? Everybody. But I think people think that Christians, there are people that follow Jesus, but have not done well of like sharing his love. Like people think that Christians are going to judge them. And the thing is, the Lord tells us to come as we are, but prepare to be changed. Like come as you are, but like, and prepare to be loved entirely as who you are, but be called to a higher standard. And that is hard. And you know, when the Bible says don't be a drunkard, it's like, well, I want to get wasted every weekend. Why can't I get wasted every weekend? But it's like, no, the Lord is calling us to something different.
Yeah.
And some Christians have done a bad job at representing the God that we serve. Like he is a God that is just, and he what's the word? He requires us to, again, like live the way that he's asking us to. He doesn't ask us to be perfect, but he asks us to change some things, some desires of the flesh that we have. But he loves us. He doesn't expect us to never make a mistake, but he asks us to change. And a lot of people like have shown the world that don't follow Jesus yet, like, oh, you're going to be judged. And it's like, no, come as you are. But again, like prepare to hear something that you might not agree with, but like prepare yourself, get ready. Like there's redemption and there's grace, but there is a work that we need to do, that we are responsible for the Holy Spirit to work in our hearts, to work in our souls, to work in our minds. There's a part that we also play. So
That's powerful. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm curious, what do you think about people who say God is a woman?
I don't think God is a woman.
Father. Okay.
I in the Bible it says that God is a father, and that doesn't mean that women aren't valuable. No, God made man and woman different, but man is not higher than woman is not higher than man. Yeah. He made us different, but in his eyes, like, we are of the same worth. But I don't know. I think, like, I know in the Bible it says God is a father, and I'm so glad he's a father because I really need one.
Yeah.
I really need one. I didn't have one. And some of the things that have happened between my earthly father and I've like projected those on how I think God views me, how I think God feels about me. But it's like, no, even if my dad turns me away when I just come over to say hi, and I didn't tell him I was coming over, but he didn't know, so he tells me to go. My heavenly father is making a place for me in heaven. Yeah. He has room for me. And so I'm glad he's a dad. I'm glad he's a man. Nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How's your aunties?
My aunties are wonderful. And I'm glad he gave me my aunties because I needed them. Yeah. So.
Did you look at them a lot for guidance, right?
Absolutely. But even them, Auntie Ann got married when she was 77.
Yeah.
So she never, like, you know, I needed guidance for relationships, and my aunties couldn't really offer that to me at the time.
Yeah.
Because neither of them were married. But they did what they could. They did their best. But of course I looked to them for guidance. The home I had here in the same place where Chris lives now, that was with my...
All right.
Sorry.
We're going to double bleep just in case.
The home you had here somewhere.
The home I have here is where I lived with my aunties.
Yeah.
And, like, it was my sanctuary. It was like, sorry.
It's okay. That's funny.
It was, like, my safe place. Like, I was bouncing around from my mom's house, my nana's house, my auntie's house. But my auntie's house was my home.
Yeah.
And home is so important to me because I never had just one. Until my sophomore year when I moved in with my Auntie Ann and my little brother Joseph. But that's a whole other thing. I'm name dropping a lot.
Yeah, they won't find them.
I hope not.
Yeah, and now you still have a bunch of homes.
I do. Yeah, so.
Okay, to finish it off, maybe we should just talk about future a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you were here for the summer.
Yes.
3 months.
Yep.
Felt like forever, but quick as well.
Yes.
I feel like you just got here.
Me too.
That's crazy. It's
I
like
know.
the
What?
first time I've seen you.
I know.
Wow.
What is the plan? What's the plan for future Madison?
Okay. So, again, we can have ideas, we can have plans, but ultimately, God decides. But the plan is to return to Spain in September. I will be teaching another year and attending university to get my master's degree. And, I intend to remain committed and faithful to Jordy. And one day, if we get married, then maybe live in Spain for a little bit and then eventually move back to the States because he'd like to live in the States.
Oh, he wants to come.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Colorado or anywhere?
I don't know.
New York?
I don't know. That'd be so
New
cool.
York.
I really don't know yet.
Modesto?
No, I've told him not Modesto. And he's like, why not Modesto? And I'm like,
You're like, trust me.
The grass is not greener on this side.
yeah. There was this
That's fine.
lady in Spain. Her mom came to visit her. And they're from Sacramento.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, where are you from? Her mom was like, where are you from? And I was like, Modesto. And she was like, I'm sorry.
Oh. I don't think it's bad. It's just out of every place you've named in this whole podcast, this is probably the least fun. Yeah, desirable. You know?
But you guys are here.
We are.
So-
we're fun.
We're
But
making
we
it
might not
poppin'.
be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably will.
It's in God's hands. You
Yeah.
know?
It
that's
is.
true.
Yeah.
So, Spain for at least another year, depending on you and Jordy's relationship, maybe move somewhere else.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Little by little. Poco a poco.
Same position in Spain,
Same position, different school.
plus learning master's degree.
Yes.
So a little more packed schedule.
Yes. Yep. And Jade will not be there. She won't be returning to Spain. Move back to her hometown in Colorado.
Why?
She wants to start teaching. Like she wants her own classroom. So
Yeah.
she went right after she graduated. So she hasn't had that yet.
Mm.
So it'll be a little bit different without her there. But
So no different roommate then?
Charlene.
New?
Yes.
Okay. From the States?
Yeah.
From
She's
CCU?
from California. No, not from CCU. We met
Oh.
in Spain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she's
Nice.
wonderful.
So that'd be cool.
She speaks Spanish too.
You
so
only
that's
have
cool.
one roommate?
Nice.
Yeah, I live in a 2-bedroom apartment.
What's your apartment like?
Tiny.
Put me there.
Like here?
No.
Like without that room?
Like literally, like from the microwave over, bam. Tiny.
The whole apartment?
Yes.
Do you
From
share?
from microwave to like Chris's end of the wall, or microwave to like bathroom?
Microwave to like Chris's end of his room.
Nice. Wow,
Wow.
that's interesting.
It's pequeño.
Do you have your own bathroom?
Only one. Only one
Nice.
bathroom. But we make it work.
Do you like? Are you at
There's
your
two of
apartment
you
a
in
lot?
that space?
Mm-hmm.
Is there 2 bedrooms?
2 bedrooms.
Okay.
Are you in your apartment a lot or not really?
I think the normal time that a human is home.
Okay.
You know? I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm there like in the
like a
evenings.
couple hours a night.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes to rest. Some days I'll stay home on a weekend. Some days, not usually. That doesn't usually happen.
Do you have a cross hanging?
Hmm?
Do you have a cross hanging anywhere?
No, on my neck.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Keep it on.
Yes.
Keep it on you.
Is it bad to say like, oh, thank God?
No.
Oh, because I wanted to say that when you said you have 2 bedrooms. I want to be like, thank God. But
I
then
don't think
stopped
so.
myself.
Because you're
No.
thanking God.
I think so too.
That is good.
Huh. But it's like I'm using it as like
Cash.
a filler. You know?
Right.
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one.
That's Jordy.
I will. Like, Chris has
What does
a
he think about you
question.
being on the podcast?
He was like, I would have loved to do it with you.
Oh,
Hey, tell him if he wants.
that'd be cool. Yeah, to have him on.
If he
That
ever
would be
wants to,
cool.
because that'd be cool to have like an authentic like Spaniard out
Yeah,
here.
it would be so cool.
We'd
That
have
would be
literally
sick.
probably all the same questions, but like
I know.
you know,
From
different
Jordy's
answers.
perspective. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
so if he wants to, I mean, he's here for what? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
1 day is all we need.
Okay.
2 hours is all we need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Do you think he'll listen to it?
Yeah, he wants to.
Can he subscribe and like, comment?
Probably. Jordy, can you subscribe and like and comment?
And if you didn't, that means you didn't make it this far. And
Ooh.
ooh, that's a little rough.
That's
You
a tough one
better.
to swallow.
He better.
This he's
Oh.
fluent in
Say,
English.
tell him to like,
Yes.
tell him to comment something if he's been this far.
Okay. Right now?
Yeah, well, yeah, because if he's watching, then he's here.
Okay, babe. If you made it this far, then comment. What should he comment?
What is it? Flipeando?
Estoy flipando.
Flipando.
Yeah,
Or say it the right way in Spanish.
which is
If we're not saying it. I don't know. I think that's
Oh.
the right way, but I'm not for sure.
What's like the ratio of English and Spanish that you speak in Spain? Like just day to day.
30% Spanish, 70% English.
Wow. Jeez,
Are you guys
Madison?
impressed with that?
No,
No,
I think it was gonna be flipped.
Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Like, I thought it was
that
gonna
much.
be
Yeah.
English.
That much English. Sorry, I'm
Why?
shocked
Because
it's that
your
much
home and friend life.
I said 30% Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You live in
I thought
Spain,
it'd
so I was
be
expecting
more,
a lot
yeah.
more.
Really?
And, like, only
Oh,
in English when
goodness.
you're like at home. Is it because like your friends and like
Yeah.
speak English?
My Jade and I speak English at home. Like a lot of my friends from church speak English and Spanish, but
Do
they
your
speak
coworkers
English.
speak English?
My
too?
coworkers speak English.
Jordi?
Jordi speaks English
Wow.
and
Damn.
Spanish, but he's like he really wants to practice Spanish.
Does he? But he speaks fluent Spanish, right?
Absolutely.
But he's saying practice as in for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah,
You
because you're
should.
kids.
I know.
If you want kids.
We do.
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna raise your kids? Because like, okay, I feel like the good thing, or not the good thing, but it's like anything when you're getting like into adults and like your hobbies and your lifestyle. The best way is kind of like finding sometimes things naturally.
Yeah.
Like with Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
how are you gonna deal with that?
Okay.
Like obviously you're gonna raise them probably in a Christian kind of environment, right?
Yes.
But how hard?
Okay. Well, I mean, I will teach my kids the word, like the word of God. Like, I want them to see a mom and dad that like love each other, but like put God first. Like,
Yeah.
it's like God, spouse, kids. And I want to see my kids like seeing me respecting their father and seeing their father love me. And yeah, I want my kiddos in church. Like,
Nice.
I don't know about homeschooling. I mean, I went to public school. I loved school.
Yeah.
School was crazy, but I loved school.
Meeting people and stuff.
Yeah,
Friends.
exactly. I don't know exactly what the schooling thing will look like yet.
Yeah, homeschool is getting more and more common, I feel like.
It is.
We're like, are you going to go to school or are you taking your kids to school? And they're like, we're going to homeschool. I'm like, jeez, that's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See that? Jeez.
but that was good.
Nice save.
But yeah, so be more specific, unless I answered it all.
Okay, what about in a sake of they don't really want to follow Christianity? Like, how hard are you going to be pushy, disappointed? Or are you going to try to, like, maybe, like you said, that one verse.
Mm-hmm. Love is patient. Love.
No,
Or
the other one.
train up a child in the way.
Yeah. That's kind of
Sure.
like, you know, like you kind of were exposed to that earlier.
Right.
Then detoured
Mhm.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Detoured somewhere else. But then you came back.
Right.
Like, will you always just kind of have, like, that trust, like, maybe they will come back? Or will you be, like, do you think you'll be, like, too anxious, kind of stressed about it, to be like, no, like, you need to be a Christian, I guess?
Right. I feel like.
And you're young right now, so a lot of things are going to change.
Yeah.
It's just hypothetical.
No, it's
just
just yeah. It's a good question. I think that when you like are hanging onto something like, and like the saying is like you get like white knuckles, you're hanging on to it so tightly, like that is going to make someone pull away.
Yeah.
So while my children are my children, like they're actual literal children, I mean, like at least I don't know, because they're under your roof until they're 18. Okay, we'll just use that as a guideline.
Yeah.
Like
723, you know?
yeah. Like until they're an adult, until they're a legal adult, like I want my kids to like learn and I want them to be in church. But here's the thing. I cannot make the decision for them to follow and love Jesus.
Yeah.
That is ultimately their decision. It's on them. But it is my responsibility, as my babies are sponges, and I'm not brainwashing them. I'm not indoctrinating them. I'm like, no, your mom's life was changed because of this, and this is the best thing that I have ever known.
Yeah,
so I'm
from
gonna
experience.
and I'm
It's
going
like
to
every
teach
other
you
parent.
that.
It's like parent without religion. It's
Yes.
like, this is what I've learned from life. I hope you take some of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is what I know, this is what I believe, and this is the God that I know that gave me the blessing that is you. And while they're under my roof, like I will be teaching them all that I know. Ultimately, it will be their own decision to choose to follow Jesus. So, but I will, as their parent, and knowing Jordi, like if we are to have babies, that will definitely be. There's another verse. It says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord."
Nice.
So that is what it will be. And I'm not going to drag them to church by their hair, but that's the thing. Like, church doesn't have to be something that you're like forced to go to. Like you want to, you want to go to church.
Yeah, you're
right?
excited. It's something to learn. Something
And
to
like I
guide
want
you.
my kids to feel that way.
Yeah, nice.
And I will do what I can to raise them so that they do.
Nice. Wow.
So, yeah.
Anything else to add? It looks like a pretty good way to close it up. Can you scoot it just a touch? Sorry.
Can you close? Can you send us off with a verse?
Okay, a verse.
You had said you were going to do that, so.
Okay. So I can tell you guys, this is for all of us. Jeremiah 29:11.
All right.
And it's God speaking. And he says, "For I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future."
Nice.
Nice.
No, that's for everyone.
Amen. That's for everybody. That's for everybody, baby.
Well, I appreciate you being on. I was really excited to have you as a guest, as was everyone else and everyone listening. I know, I'm pretty sure everyone was excited.
I hope.
And I knew your adventures in Spain, Colorado, and with religion was going to be a very interesting topic. And you are a great guest, by the way. So if you ever have an opportunity to do this again with someone, I think you'll do great, and you should. But yeah, I think everyone's going to love you, and loved hearing all your stories and stuff. And I'm excited to hear about the future.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in God's hands, right? So
Amen.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, you're an amazing guest. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope I answered the questions well, and if you have questions, leave them in the comments.
I already know later and be like, oh, I should have asked.
I know, I feel that too.
Next year, if you come back.
We can do another pod.
Or we could just ask you off air.
True.
Oh, yeah, that too.
True.
But it's cooler.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, okay. Thank you guys.
Any closing messages? Or I guess that verse was pretty hard, huh?
Yeah. Goes hard in the paint.
Do you like being on the podcast?
I loved it. I loved it. I just hope that I wasn't like awkward. But no, I'm confident.
You're great.
There's no yeah, totally. Well, guys.
Bravo.
Oh, thanks to Lindsay for being in the audience.
Sweet Lindsay, our audience of one. I love it.
My lovely
This is
novia.
Yes.
Their correlation is that they've been friends for a very, very long time.
Yes, we have.
So.
Yeah,
thick
that's how we
and
met.
thin.
So, thanks everyone for watching. This is episode 118?
I don't know anymore.
God damn. You just did the thumbnail.
Was the thumbnail? You already did the thumbnail?
No, for like the last one.
Oh, okay.
But hope you guys enjoyed. You know, always having different people, different experiences, and this one was really cool. So, if you guys liked it, like it.
Fin.
El fin.
El fin.
Okay, now I have to say ciao.
Oh.
Come on.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Oh, ciao.
Is that?
That's hi and bye?
That's
Isn't that
ciao is how you
Italian?
say bye. Yeah, but it's also Spanish.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Ciao.
Bye, guys. Be
Ciao.
safe. Peace.
Nos vemos.
All right.
That was good.
My back is sweating. Jeez, that was good, man. Good stuff. That was a great pod.
Darling, you